friends. Hello, internet, and welcome to a Belladonnas one-shot. I don't know what to call it because I don't actually know what's going to happen, so I put a title with a question mark. I don't know if they're going to go there. But we're back. It's been a minute since this has happened, huh? I mean, I get to see all of these lovely smiling faces, which has been something that I desperately needed given the state of the world. So I guess I'll just go around and just let's remind everybody who you are and who you play, and let's see how things have been going. I guess I'll start on my top left on my overlay here. So that'd be you, Celeste. Hi, how are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so good. Hi everybody, it's me, Celeste Conowich. I'm back here in Belladonnas. It's been like a year. Right? When did we play
Yeah.
last?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna look it
Eons
up
ago.
while we find out.
Like 8 months, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very excited to be here. For those of you who don't know, I'm a streamer from the Venture Maidens podcast. And I'm also a freelance Dungeons and Dragons designer, which is new since last time we ended this, I guess. Full time doing that. So hello. And today I'm going to be playing Leopold Godfrey, your wonderful bard roguish fighter. Oh shit, I forgot what I am. I'm a bard. And I also have some fighter. And I'm a hero. So I'm a big fucking hero. So that's all you need to know about Leo.
Yeah,
this is gonna be good.
So I uploaded the video to YouTube in November of last year, but I don't know if we played in November. So that's
Wow.
some time
I
frame.
want to say it was October.
That might have been it. Yeah. Well,
Wow.
either way, let's jump to my top right, and we'll go over to Katie. Hi, Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. I am also on Venture Maidens as a player. Every other Wednesday, we play the main campaign. And then the other ones, we are playing Descent into Avernus, which is super fun. You can find me on Twitter at lazy_mermaiden. I'm playing Roswin. She is a tiefling druid who's gone from cute little boop to like chosen of Selene, and now keeps everybody the fuck alive.
Yes, it's been a journey. Has been a journey. All right, then we'll go to. I guess I'll go clockwise here. So Renee, that puts you up next.
Hi, I am Renee Rhodes, and I am playing kind of sort of multiple characters. Rid is a monk warlock changeling, and she has several personas that she leans into depending on the situation, including the optimistic and peppy Remy, and the somewhat awkward and aloof Jalar, and the mysterious Vera. So I'm playing all of them, and I love it. I'm so excited to be back with the Belladonnas. Regardless of how long it's been, it feels like years because everything feels like years. I am also doing a lot of writing and community management. I am currently working and excited to announce that I am now the brand and community manager for Looking for More, or LFM, and their shows. So I'm very excited about that. And I also DM for a podcast called Fate and the Fable Maidens. It's family-friendly D&D, and I love it a lot, but it is not releasing episodes right now, in part because I have struggled a lot with anxiety and depression in light of the pandemic. And so I am excited to be here playing with friends, and I am excited for the little steps and victories to celebrate, but sometimes things are hard. So thank you for understanding that.
All right. Well, thank you, Renee. And last but certainly not least, Laura.
I'm Laura. I exist on the internet. I'm not really doing anything much, but you can find me. I love chatting with people. Basically, I'm playing Odella. She's very complicated, but she's technically a sorcerer warlock. Her patron's a little interesting now. And she's a little slightly into necromancy. She's got a big old lich eye, and we're just having fun. We're having fun. We're making friends, some undead friends, and maybe finding some love.
It all just came screaming back to me.
Yeah, there it is. I could see the existential dread just slowly setting in as we went on there.
Oh boy.
Romance Leo, it's great.
Yeah, so, and I am I am Ted. This is my channel, Nerd Immersion. I'm not going to belabor that too much. You guys are here, you're watching it, so that's the cool thing. One thing I did want to point out is, in honor of the Belladonnas, I will throw this. I will throw this link in the chat. That's a link to our Teespring store, which is like the 5th merch store that I've done. Belladonna stuff is in there now. I found out how to make leggings that don't look kind of awful, so that's an option now. But more importantly, you can use, at least for the rest of this weekend, the code PIE30 to get 30% off your order, because Belladonnas, right? So,
Maybe I should ask for Belladonna's merch for my birthday.
I mean, there's all sorts of stuff. I put as much as I could that I thought would be in a variety of interesting colors. There's also other stuff, other Nerd Immersion stuff on that Teespring store. Like there's Nerd Immersion Pride gear and a whole bunch of other stuff. But regardless, that's all there, and the PIE30 code works on all merchandise. So go crazy or not, it's up to you. So let's talk about what happened last time, as we sort of alluded to it a little bit in everybody's background. So, if you're familiar with the Tyranny of Dragons campaign, the party completed that in its entirety, right? All of Horde of the Dragon Queen, and a majority, different party members have been here throughout different portions of the adventure. So we did all of Horde of the Dragon Queen, and everybody here was here through the latter half of Rise of Tiamat, some for more than others. But they won, they did the thing, they stopped Tiamat from rising and coming through and destroying the world, and it got close. It got real close. Like, heads were starting to come through a portal coming into this world. And then a big one-shot favor from a Selene cleric that Leo was planning to hold for something more important was blown to end that. And you know what? Probably the right call, especially at the time. So that kind of ended the main story. And then for those of you who are unfamiliar of the format that we're rolling with here, we are going to be rolling out these kind of one-shots over time whenever we can get these in here to continue the storyline. So we don't actually know where this story is going to go, or how far it's going to get, or what's going to happen to these characters as we go along. So last time, the party decided, after having a very emotional kind of end to the main series campaign with a donation of a puppy and a whole big thing, and everybody sort of really having this love and kind of let's reveal some secrets and tell people what's going on in our past. Lich Eyes revealed and things like that. A bunch of craziness went down. But basically, last time it came to Roswin, I think, was the main instigator on this, to say, Odella, what's going on with your patron? Things have changed. Let's talk to them. And Leo's like, yes, let's absolutely talk to / maybe kill your patron.
Let's do it.
Yeah. And they learned a little bit more about Odella's new patron, Vettin, who had said, yeah, there's it's complicated, but what do you want to know? And they said, well, where's Odella's old patron? And he said, well, let me go find out. And I'll tell you what I can. I'll let you know what I find out. And long story short, being held by a bunch of ne'er-do-wells in a really spooky, deep cavern, bad scenario, blocked by purple worms and beholders sleeping, creating other beholders. Rid indeed needs a charge. Thank you for that. We will definitely make that happen. And what else? They made it to the end, and there was like a circle of basically badass, sexy, evil angel people, or fallen angels with chains, and it was a bad day, right? Everybody had
good
to.
time.
No, it was hot.
Good time, bad day.
It was a good time. Yes, yeah. And long story short, Vettin did aid in that fight, and they managed to barely make it out alive. They made it back to the Primp and Pie, their pie/bathhouse that they own, and now they have Valandras, this Kirin, this gold-scaled celestial unicorn creature, in the middle of the floor, or the main floor, or the upper floor. I don't know where we landed with this unconscious celestial
As per
being.
usual, we were in the middle of like the main dining area in
Oh, yeah.
the thing, and Odella hates it. Every single time we always make a mess,
Yep.
in our dining area.
Well, the doors shouldn't just lead into it. I don't know what you want.
Yes.
It's
Always
happened
ruining
enough. We have
everything.
enough money. We need to do a remodel.
Yeah,
I think
really.
that's probably part of the appeal. It's like if you are a patron of the Primp and Pie and all of a sudden Bloody Adventures just appear in the middle of the dining room, it's like, oh,
Dinner and a show.
Oh, he's down in the splash zone. This is real blood.
So, I guess with that, we'll sort of roll right into this. So you guys had you just basically bamfed back into the Primp and Pie. You are there. You have an unconscious Valandras. I can't remember last time if we just ended like right at that point, if Vettin was still there with you, or if he left.
Was, and
Yeah.
then we all like basically like teleported back, and then
Yeah.
we're here with the mess.
Okay, yeah. So you guys are here with the mess. And
God, I'm
obviously,
bleeding so much.
like Cosmo and everybody else that's there. And we'll say that this is, you know what, let's make it fun. It's like dinner time. It's like, or like
Nice.
it's dessert time. It's after dinner time at the Primp and Pie.
Perfect.
So like prime time to come
Yes.
get like, if you're not here to get a bath, but you're here to just like, hey, let me pick up a pie and either eat it here, like pick up a pie to go. Like this is a prime time. So there's let's roll some dice. There's about 14 people here in the Primp and Pie, whether they're sitting and eating or at the bar or like picking up stuff to take out. And you guys just bloody mess, unconscious celestial being. You will say there's somebody was carrying like drinks over to a table and like drinks go flying, glass shatters, drinks are spilled everywhere. And you could just see like some of your like the workers or who have been here for a while are just like again, and then there's just the screams and then there's like somebody in the corner who's just like super excited because like got to be a part of this.
I'm gonna look at that guy
Yeah.
and I'm gonna unsling my guitar and do a power chord like across the room and be like, good people, drinks on us. Thank you for stopping by the Primp and Pie. You're awesome. Don't change. And then
This
I'm
is
gonna
why
start...
you want to be here when we get back.
Yeah.
And that guy's
This
just like
is the
even more
draw.
so just like
That
my
guy. I'm
God.
gonna play another
Yeah.
power chord.
Yeah.
I run over to Cosmo and I say, one drink on us. One drink.
And Cosmo's like, yeah, all right, one drink, sure. And then like other people are like, now
This
like
is why Leo doesn't have stakes in the business.
He doesn't know that.
yeah, it's.
I'm not saying doesn't say that out loud. That's Renee commenting on Leo's business.
No, he's definitely full partner.
Mhm. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Wink.
prowess. It's that business prowess.
Should we I'm gonna like kind of pick up the celestial and like drag it somewhere.
Yeah,
How
that
big is he?
sounds
Full
like a
size, like,
reasonable idea. Let me
horse.
just check the size because I know it's at least the size of a horse, right? So like,
Yeah, I can probably lift a horse.
Oh, I don't. Oh, it's actually huge size. Just to point that out.
Oh, okay.
Oh
You
my
can. I'm
God.
gonna say you can. I'm gonna say Leo's pretty strong. I'm gonna
He's
give
got
Leo.
I mean, he's got a 21 string.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm gonna give Leo the benefit of the doubt that he can
Okay.
definitely lift this. It's not wieldy by any means,
Yeah.
right? Because it's,
Mhm.
I mean, picture the largest horse you've ever seen in real life, and then go
Yes.
bigger. Like
Okay,
that's
I'm like kind of throw its
yeah, like a
hooves over
fireman
my
carrying.
shoulders
Yeah,
and
like yeah, something.
but I do try to look like it doesn't bother me at all, and I'm gonna look at Vettin the entire time I'm doing it, and like what, just like carry this.
You're going upstairs, I imagine too, right? So the most awkward thing to do: carry this large celestial being
It's
up
like
the stairs.
Thud.
Thunk, thunk, yep.
But
Uh,
Rosalind just like crosses her arms and just watches this.
Like as you're like you're carrying up the stairs and like the horns through this like the wooden floor and up the stairs, puts a little line in the.
I'm just
I'm-
mending and like
Yep.
prestidigitating
Yep.
like behind it, like, oh no.
Yeah.
Wait.
And Rid is very seriously taking the job that Odella gave her. And so she is running around and like checking on patrons and making sure that they are somewhat distracted from whatever that disaster is. but also like having a good time and like enjoying these drinks and enjoying the appearance of the famous Belladonnas.
Yeah, go ahead and make me an insight check. Okay.
Sure,
Let's see
yeah.
let's see how you feel like your perception.
Not great. That is a 6.
On the die roll, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That's a 14 for you, right? I think on your character
Yeah.
sheet. So that's not too bad. So you think you're doing? I mean, clearly that one dude in the corner who's just like that one gif of
Love
that
him.
guy who's just like
Mhm.
Time of his life.
like freaking out in the corner, and then like Leo
Super
plays a
fan.
power chord, and he's just like losing his mind. So he's like loving this, like, and he's like passed out on the floor. He's like can't handle how awesome this is. He's doing great. This guy couldn't have lived. He couldn't have come at a better time. You know, now he's got a free drink on top of all of this. Just the one, but a free drink nonetheless. But you think based on this that, yeah, everybody seems to be having a pretty good time. Obviously, they were having a good time beforehand. Slightly big interruption. Definitely a story to tell, right, for future trips. And, like, maybe this is going to bring more people in. Like, who knows the next time they show up? Maybe it'll be with a dragon. Maybe it'll... Who knows, right? Like, I've never
already
seen
a
a
rotting
celestial
dragon
unicorn
head.
thing. You know, I mean, sometimes they... Yeah, I mean, one time we were here... And we were like a couple houses. I was at my house a couple houses over, and a bunch of dragons attacked the town. Like, this is crazy. Who
It was
knows
amazing.
what's gonna happen here?
Just this note, in the last game, someone died in our bar.
That's right, because of it was the party,
We
right?
brought them back to life.
He
It
drank
was
so much
fine.
he died, and I had to resurrect him.
Let's say that it's that guy. Let's say that that's the guy.
Seems
He's
right.
my biggest fan.
Yeah, he is Leo's biggest fan. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I forgot someone actually died because they drank so much at the party. That's right.
That's how we do.
Yes.
Primp and
So this
Pie.
is that guy. We're gonna chat, give us a name for that guy. While we keep going. So Leo, you are able to drag Valandras up the stairs. And like just casually like leaning against the corner. Somehow Vettin acquires a glass of wine and is just kind of like, you know, doing the kind of just like swilling it in the corner, like watching you drag this celestial creature up the stairs.
Cute.
You know, a little miffed, right? His white 3-piece suit's a little like teared up and bloodied, and like his hair's a little a mess from, you know, having fought alongside you all to retrieve this this creature. But, you know, nonetheless is trying to keep his composure. There's definitely some posturing going on here for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sweaty and bloody, but like in a really attractive way, you know, where my shirt kind of falls open and like toss back my hair and like lift this very heavy thing. So
Sure. Yeah.
Roswin like gets up the stairs and she sees this display and she's like, "Come here," and just like wipes some blood off your face as she also casts Cure Wounds on you.
Rosford, please.
No, it's an open wound. Do you want it to get infected? That's not cute. And just pumps 24 hit points back into you.
And
Yay!
he just Vettin just chuckles as like Roswin comes over and like, you know, licks her thumb and rubs your cheek there.
Roswin!
What? This is important.
Sorry, where are we putting this?
Yeah, that's my question.
And the
We have the
guest-
spare room.
Yeah.
It's where all the weird
The one
shit
at the end
goes.
of the hall. Awesome.
The one past your bedroom.
I'm just gonna keep going.
My office is too small.
So yeah, it takes you, you know, it takes you a minute or so, but you manage to get Valandras up the stairs and then all
It's like
the
trying
way
to move a couch.
yeah, all
by
the-
myself.
Pivot as she's bringing him up around the corner of the stairs. You bring him down the hall to the spare room. There's that awkward moment where you like get through the door and he gets kind of like hung up on the door and you have to like put him down and like kind of get him through the door. Yep. Yeah, you know. Yes, exactly.
I've moved a few things
Yes,
into a few
yeah.
apartments in my day.
Yep. Eventually, though, secluded away, Odella behind you, having fixed all the creases of the horn, dragging through the floor all the way up the stairs. And there you are in the spare room. I assume all of you are there. And it seems like everything, like for the most part, patrons have returned to normal. Obviously, there's still a buzz going on downstairs, and then like you can definitely, Odella, you can definitely hear from downstairs with your keen ear for business. Like, do you hear that? Free drinks, and you hear Cosmo. No, it's just one. I don't know. He said free drinks. And he played that power chord. Like,
He did.
and then the door shuts to the spare room where you guys are all in there with Valandras.
Remind myself to give Cosmo more money after tonight because he's probably going to get yelled at a bunch.
Can I do like a medicine check or something?
Sure. Yeah, whatever you want to do, whatever you think. You're a very talented healer, so by all means.
Go on.
If I don't say so.
That's with my guidance, 17 plus 10, 27.
27. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So while you've never actually seen, I don't believe, well, you've never seen this creature, right? You've never seen a creature like this, but you get the general understanding of how things work. This is a creature made of, celestial energy from the upper planes. Seems like for the most part, though, there's just been like some sort of form of, brutal, kind of ritualistic, almost torture going on here. So just creature's not dead, not clearly unconscious, and might need some time with some maybe healing over time to recover from said ordeal. And you think you could be able to help administer that along, and maybe tomorrow you might be able to get them back to some form of consciousness. Probably not 100%, but at least able to interact and speak and things like that.
Well, I can move my sleeping stuff in here for the night. I don't know if anyone else wants to hang.
I'll look suspiciously at Vet and I'll be like, I'll watch your back.
And he's just like, wine, swirling it around, his arms crossed, or hanging out.
So you don't have anything additional to add about this situation or why that happened?
I'm also trying to remember exactly what was discussed last time because I don't want too much.
Please do.
I know. I know how much I know what I've told Odella, but I have to make sure I don't accept what I tell you.
I'm like, I don't know what I'm kind of muddy on the lines of what I know and what they know.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say at this point, whatever you think Odella knows. We'll just say maybe those conversations happened at some point. But anyway,
okay.
And he says, well, you asked me to find him, and I did. You asked for my aid in retrieving him, and I got him, and we brought him back, so here he is. He's clearly a little bit worse for the wear, and the people that I used to associate with seem to have done quite a number on him. But it seems like your friend should be capable of returning him to slowly bringing him back to his previous self, and believe that's all that was asked of me. I don't know what more I can add to this situation. I don't have any kind of real healing abilities in which to bring him back, so I can't really aid in that. But if you'd like me to stay, I'll gladly be here for Odella's moral support.
I think she's probably fine with
Like
us.
he says, I mean, I'll let her decide.
Roswin's just like putting little bandages and stuff on different wounds. Like, oh, this is weird.
I glower.
I'm sorry, I might have missed what you said because I was answering a question.
Do you want Vettin to stay or leave?
I mean, it's up to him.
He said it's up to you.
He said it's up to
Okay.
you. And Leo
leave.
said, it's fine if you leave.
I kind of look at Leo and I look at Vettin and I'm like, you've done a lot and I really, really appreciate it. Maybe it's time that you see to whatever business you have to do. I'm sure you're busy.
And he says, "Well, I'm always just a quick call away if you need."
Thank
And he
you.
just like looks at like he says that to you, and he like looks at Leo as he finishes that statement, and he says, "Well, perhaps I'll see you later." And he throws a wink at Odella, and he disappears, black smoke. Like the
Odella
smoke sort of
smiles.
like as it like normally when like a smoke like a teleportation or like a dimension door kind of thing, like the smoke just like and it's gone, but like it disappears, but it also like drifts right over into Leo's face.
Odella kind of like smiles, but then like tries to wipe her smile away like very quickly.
And he is gone for the time being.
Well, it certainly got a lot easier to breathe in here.
Yeah, like open up a window though. Actually, that smoke's probably not good for the Kirin.
I will. I'm gonna get some drinks. Does anyone want anything? No, just me. Okay. No. Okay, I'll go
Wait.
once you.
Yes.
but like
I do.
I do.
Hey.
Please.
Okay. I call out from down the hall. I'm gonna get everybody. I'm gonna bring back a couple of pictures.
Okay. Yeah, you go downstairs. Are these what are you getting pictures of? Is this
Cosmos,
fair?
obviously.
Obviously.
Signature
drink.
beverage.
Yeah.
Yes, all right.
Obviously.
Yeah, all right. Listen, sometimes it's peach bellinis. I don't know what you're getting. You know.
It's
You know
not
what?
morning.
Yeah.
No, that's only
No,
for
that's a
breakfast.
morning.
Yeah.
Listen,
Drink.
we don't. It's fine.
That's breakfast booze.
I understand, but I don't know where we're at in the time frame of like we got really beat up. Maybe it feels more like morning. It's fine. Cosmos, it is. You go and get 2 pitch 2, 5,
Yes.
4. How many can you carry? I don't know. What do you want to bring up?
I mean, I just carried a huge Kirin, so don't doubt my abilities.
I'm not
to
doubting your
carry.
ability to carry.
I want to carry
drinks.
a barrel, a vault.
Okay. So-
I will bring 2 pitchers.
Okay.
For now,
You bring 2 pitchers.
we've lost a lot of blood. 2 pitchers will go a long way.
Yeah. So you bring up 2 pitchers of Cosmos, amongst you 4 and the unconscious Kirin on the ground.
Well, Leo is getting the pictures. I'll step up to Roswin and be like, do you need any help with anything? I can help.
I mean, I've never really worked with a celestial before, but I'm just kind of treating it like a big ass horse. So that I've done. And I just kind of like pat it, like, you know, right up the neck, how you do with horses. And I'm like, you're gonna be fine. And I just like cast a healing spirit just like right on top of it, and just kind of like sit back and just inspect a little bit further, try to see where like the most damage is and all that.
Yeah, you watch, you see, you know, it seems like it's taking the healing like any other creature would, right? It's not like it's rejecting it. It's not like it's working overtime. It's knitting together the wound there, you know, as it would over time. And it seems like as more of this time goes on and more of the healing, and we'll just, you know, as this happens, it seems like you're definitely like knitting together the flesh is fine. It seems like the thing that's keeping it unconscious might be more of just like almost like a mental exhaustion kind of a thing. You I guess from what you know, Roswin, Odella hasn't really been interacting with Valandras seemingly for a while. You're not exactly sure the time frame there. Now, was Valandras in the situation he was in the whole time? You don't know, but you know, maybe there's a correlation there.
Well, hopefully in the morning, he'll wake up and might need some therapy after that weird sexy lady got her hands on him. But I don't know. Hopefully he'll be right as rain. What's your plan once he's okay? Are you switching sides again? Double team? No, I heard that was a bad thing to say. Are you gonna have 2? Can you have 2 patrons? I don't know. How does
Can
this
you
work?
have 2?
I mean, I feel like he might not be in quite a position to help after this. I don't know. I don't think I'll give up on Vettin. All he's done is help, and he's helped us. I feel like that's pretty obvious now. So I don't.
I'm not arguing with you. You seem nice, other than being a total douchebag to Leo.
I think that
We'll
was
say like
more
that's when Leo walks in
fun.
with the cosmos.
I'm on your side.
Oh, Roswin, are horses like cows? Can they go downstairs? Because this might be a problem.
I mean, I'm treating it like a horse, but I gotta believe the Celestial will find a way.
It'll be a miracle.
Yeah. It'll be a new thing for people to see here at the Primp and Pie.
Come see our celestial big ass horse.
Walk down the stairs after a complete life trauma. Only here. But yeah, I mean, well, I'm just gonna chill here. I don't know if you guys have stuff to do, but Red, you want to have a sleepover next to an abused Celestial?
I mean, I'm not sure if. Yes.
Good answer.
I start pouring drinks in people's hands. I mean, before we, end this, do you think we should sort of talk about what just happened, or is that just thought we're doing the talking thing now, so maybe we should, do that.
You can talk about it.
Yeah, I was kind of just gonna wait till Valandras could put in his 2 cents, because we all know what we saw at this point.
Okay. We're not going to talk about it.
Well, what do you
Great.
want to talk about?
what
If
do
you
you
have
wanna
something
talk
to
about,
talk
Leo?
about, please be open with the party.
I mean, Vettin, we got to meet his crowd of people, I guess, and we don't have anything to say about that.
They were really hot.
Yeah,
That's not inaccurate.
They weren't that hot.
They were
They were
pretty,
pretty hot.
They were pretty, Leo. But I mean, yeah, he hung out with a bad crowd, but it doesn't seem like they were fond of him when we met them. So maybe he changed. I don't know. I only know what I saw. But that being said, I am with you. He can be a total douchebag.
Oh, good. I'm not just the only one who
No. Like,
picked
he
up
was
on
helpful.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, total
Yeah.
dick. Wouldn't hang out with him if it were up to me. No offense, Odella.
I mean, I have been hanging out with him, so.
No, for sure. That's fine. I just very rude to my friends. Well, specifically this friend.
All right.
I mean,
Well,
I think
then-
you kind of get what you give, so.
I think that there's some boundaries that you have to observe when you know that somebody's in a relationship. But that's just me.
Are you talking about Leo or are you talking about Vettin?
I'm talking, he knows y'all are together and he's giving you cute little winks while we're all in a room.
Okay, well, maybe we should wait to get the full story from Valandras. So I guess good night, everybody. I'm gonna take a picture and go to my nasty room.
Thanks for the
Boys'
cosmos.
Thank you.
All right,
Want
Leo
me to
walks out of the room
stay
with
in
a
here,
picture full of
or-
cosmos.
With you guys?
What'd you say, Odell?
Do you want me to stay in here with you guys?
It's up to you. I still got plenty of healing spells right now, so I'll get you if anything happens if you're tired.
Well, I mean, I'll stay with you guys for a bit. And I snap my fingers and I make a very large chaise lounge.
Sure. Yep. And you do so, and then
I
Chaise Lounge
lounge.
is there.
Yeah, Rosman just kind of works, you know. She does get her long rest in, but like is waking up unless something happens like every couple hours to keep an eye on him.
Sure. Yeah, you guys all get the benefit of a long rest. Enjoy that. Get them hit points and those spell slots and whatnot back.
Thank the Lord.
Yes.
So yeah, we'll say that that happens, and unless something needs to be said that something happens on the overnight, which that's the case, you all wake up in the morning.
I think, Odella, do you stay? How long do you stay?
I probably stay the whole time because I see that Roswin I'm mostly I stay to make sure that Roswin gets the sleep that she needs. But I don't seem to be super fixated on Valandras helping him. And then I think there might be like a period for like an hour or so where I do get up and leave for a bit. But then I come back.
Yeah, so I think that Rid kind of cuddles up with Roswin for the first little bit of it while she's drinking Cosmos. And then once Roswin kind of nods off, she'll go sit over by the Chase Lounge and just be like, "Hey, are you okay?"
This is just a lot. I thought I knew one thing, and now I feel like people are trying to pressure me to make a decision, and I don't know what to do.
A lot's changed in the short time I've been here, but you were the first person willing to trust me. And I can't make this decision. Obviously, we all have really strong opinions, and some of them are justified, but I trust you too.
I feel like I haven't given you a lot of reason to trust me, like you guys, especially Leo. So that means a lot. I'll give her a hug, or them. I don't know which one you are right now.
Yeah, she's. I mean, they is fine for Red. So she hugs back and says, "There are always harder times, but we've come through them and we're trying to talk about things. So yeah, things feel awkward. Things pretty much always feel awkward right now. And I kind of hate that, but we're going to figure it out, right? I mean, this is temporary. We've overcome way bigger, way more dangerous and deadly problems. Hell, we've overcome death.
Yeah, you and me, right?
Yeah, you and me. So, yeah, I think we've got this. We can beat the awkwardness just like we've beaten dragons, but
didn't it feel like after we beat Tiamat that this would be like over and have like a happy ending? And
you'd think, wouldn't you? Like,
know,
we got
like...
that dog and I felt like that was peak, and I just
Where
thought
is Muffin?
Life can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Muffin
what the hell? I imagine Muffin was sleeping with me in the boys' room.
Oh, okay. You know what? I'll give Leo that win. Right.
Thank you. I don't think I've had a lot of wins, and I think I want to be snuggled up with Muffin.
Muffin is in there with Leo, like this kind of, as we've discussed. Muffin is an immortal dog. Muffin is like the god of dogs. In that Muffin is the exact right age of like puppy that matures to the point and like matures with the owners and then resets back when it meets a new owner. Muffin is the best.
Muffin is eternal.
Yes. It has that empathic dog sense to know that like you're not feeling good and can come over and cuddle up with you. just kind of like lay there, but then also
Sweet
is still a
boy.
dog, so we'll like roll over so you can pet his belly because still a dog. Even though you're feeling sad, please pet me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine the room to Leo's door is totally wide open, and he's like a spread sleeper, so it's just him and Muffin curled around each other, both of them snoring.
Yep.
And it's super cute.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that Rid is just like, Odella, I see you trying, and honestly, that means a lot. You've been through things that we can't understand, and I think we're all trying too. It just looks different because we don't quite understand.
It's a weird thing to think about that I have essentially known Vettin for 8 times longer than Leo. But
Yeah.
to Leo, it was minutes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I wish they would get along, but I can see why they don't.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah. And obviously, Leo, he has his own opinions, feelings. He has his own feelings that are very much at risk here. But I think if you maybe like don't have us forget everything, maybe maybe everything can kind of go up from here. Like we can rebuild the trust thing, and like we can use that upward trajectory from when we got Muffin and just like really feel the love.
I'm very truly sorry.
Yeah.
She was like visibly hurt when you mentioned that.
I mean, yeah, I think that was maybe rock bottom, and we don't have to be there anymore. I don't know if I've said it, but I do forgive you. And
Sometimes I
I
feel like
don't-
you shouldn't, but
well, that's the thing, is I don't want to say you didn't do anything wrong, right? But I want to give you another chance, please. Please make that worth it.
I'm trying. I'm
I
really
know.
trying. I'm going to say this, and hopefully this doesn't change everything, but when I did that, when I made you all forget, I had no feeling that what I was doing was bad. I truly thought that it would make things better. And the way that you all reacted seemed odd to me, and I'm not sure why.
I think that probably goes back to your experience being different from ours. I mean, I was only dead a year, and it was incredibly difficult. Like, I was at war in my own mind the entire time. And I can't imagine what 8 years of that would be like. So it's hard for us to have the insight into what you're thinking and your logic and how your feelings have changed in that time. And I know that it's hard for you to put yourself back 8 years in the past to where everyone else is. There's a lot of compromise that has to happen here, a lot of meeting halfway when there's no real way to do that well. And I do see you trying. And I see the others trying too. It just looks different for each one of us, you know? Anyway.
I don't know how to make it up to Leo. I don't think that meeting Vettin made it any better. And it's hard. I the entire 8 years that I was gone, I loved him and all I wanted to do was get back to him. And then I get back to him and I don't feel like I know how to act anymore. And sometimes I feel like he hates me and I don't know what to do. And
Odella, at some point, Leo is going to have to figure out how to make it up to Leo. You can't just bend over backwards working to prove yourself and to prove Vettin to him. I'm not saying he's not justified, because y'all do have a meaningful relationship and he's hurting in ways that I don't understand right now either. But he has to decide what he needs from you and if he's going to mend the friendship. And that then tells if he's willing to mend the relationship. I hope he is. Gosh, I think y'all are real cute.
thanks.
We are so beautiful.
So beautiful. Gosh darn.
Especially when the lich eye's covered.
It's illusioned all the time, except for when it's being used.
No, guys, remember, it's a look.
Yes.
It is a look. It is striking.
Yeah.
I probably should stop spelling him though, right? Yeah, like that seems appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know I've tried to talk to you about this, but so much has happened. But I hope you're okay too. I know that you went through a lot as well, and
I mean, I'm doing better being back.
I think you're doing better than me.
See, it's tricky. There is part of me that didn't want to leave. Part of me that doesn't want to be here. And that's always hard. There are other parts of me that do, that desperately want to be here and cling on to what I have and to whether past the awkwardness, whether past the next dragons or sexy angels or whatever else we face, and that part's stronger. But I think during that time, what scared me most was how strong the part of me was that reveled in death.
Death is weird. It's very interesting.
I don't want to look too hard at it, or else I'm afraid I might fall into that again. And I've had a couple drinks now, so that can be real easy. I'm gonna go try and sleep, but
Okay.
I'm cheering for you.
Thanks. Really, it does mean a lot. And I really appreciate everything.
Rid,
Very proud that I made you part business owner. You did a great job. I have to add that because I just feel like I need to say that.
thanks, I'm trying really hard. Rid goes back over to curl up near Roswin and after a few minutes of tossing and turning, she transforms into Remy and finally is able to fall into a peaceful sleep.
Right. Then I guess the real question is, what's Odella do, or does she just go to sleep?
Oh, this is where she probably gets up and leaves the room for
Okay.
a while. And I assume goes into her office.
Is there
And
anything
locks the
that
door.
I need to know while she's in her office, or should we just at the
I
morning?
think we had a conversation after the last thing that this is what I'm assuming this is when the conversation happened.
Yes. Oh boy. Yes, we did have a conversation, you and I.
On Discord.
Yes,
The
we did.
secrets.
I guess we could have that conversation here, or we could just keep it a secret, and then you don't have to reveal it to everybody.
I mean, it's up to you. I don't care either
Well, you
way.
remember. Yeah, well, you know what? Let's just keep it a secret. That's when Odella goes into her office for a while, something happens, and then we'll say it's the morning. So everybody gets their long rest, everybody wakes up as refreshed and or feeling better or worse than they would in the morning after all of this scenario. So, what do you
How's
all
Leo
do?
doing after his full pitcher of Cosmos?
Yeah, that's my question. Yeah.
I'm fine.
Who's got a
I'm
high
fine.
con?
Yeah, I also have a very high con, and I would say the belt of dwarven resilience helps with that. So
Yeah.
I think I'm good. I think Leo is one of those annoying people who just wakes up in the morning. You know, he's recovered all his hit points. He's great. He's raring to
fair.
go. He's like a 20-year-old dude where just get up and you're like, yeah, I'm ready.
Sure, I buy that.
So yeah, so he feels amazing. I think he's refreshed. Like, you know, takes a bath, looks fabulous, puts on new clothes, starts eating a lot. You know, and that's what I'm up to.
Okay, that's what you're up to. And what about the rest of you? So Rosman and Remy, you are both in the room with Valandras. You wake up. You could definitely see that the breathing is less labored on Valandras, so it seems like the healing and the works you did kind of on the overnight seems to have definitely put them into a better place. So you think with maybe just a little bit more rest, you know, they'll be able to, not too much, maybe like a couple hours, they'll be able to return to some degree of consciousness. Maybe even be able to get up and walk around.
Okay. Yeah, Rosalind just kind of wakes up a little bit groggy when you don't get that good, like deep sleep because you've been waking up, and just kind of like sits up. She don't look cute. She looks like she's got a bird nest for her hair.
Please, she always looks cute.
Oh, damn.
God, stop! It's just the freckles, okay? And yeah, she just kind of does her checkup, and she like looks over at Remy. Is Odella in there too?
No.
Okay. So she just kind of like looks over at Remy and just kind of like lightly like touches their shoulder, and she's like, "Morning, Remy. Do you want pancakes or quiche or eggs or toast?"
Pancakes.
Okay, I'm getting up. And then she just like sits there for like 2 minutes and then eventually goes over to the door in her nightgown, since it's before we open.
Sure.
And goes to the kitchen.
Yeah, all right.
Remy will do a lot of like tossing and turning and kicking around a little bit before they get up and follow her out.
Okay. You're able to go down to the kitchen, start making pancakes. And what about Odella?
Odella comes out of her room looking very put together, but you know, maybe like she's weighing something on her mind.
All right, and I guess
I assume Gary is making her breakfast.
obviously.
Fuck Gary.
I was waiting for Gary to make his appearance because yeah, so we'll say
I want to just say, just like off the cusp, like Rosman has on the DL instructed Floyd to like lock things to try to like keep Gary out or like
Okay.
trap him in.
I got all right.
Since
I
he
like
has
it.
thieves tools proficiency,
Yes.
he's my man on this job.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I like it. I'll keep that in mind. So Floyd's trying to actively lock Gary in places so he can't like do things.
Yeah, in and out.
Gotcha.
Just like it like he goes to like go throw out like a pail of water or something for Odella,
Lock
and
the
he goes back
door.
to the door. It's locked.
Gotcha. Okay. Interesting. What
That's
a
my
weird
boy.
dynamic this business
Yeah.
has.
For everybody who doesn't know, Gary is a tiny skeletal servant that I got through a trinket, and Floyd is a sentient sunflower.
Yep.
The size of a halfling.
It also
Yes.
came through a trinket, right?
Yes, that is
so
true.
Yeah,
it's
my first one.
it's Trinket Wars. Yeah.
Yeah.
So just so everybody's aware of what the dynamic is there.
There are
And
so
what
many...
can happen when you donate trinkets?
Yeah, there are actually so many new trinkets because I've been redesigning that entire table for every class. So I've added so many more. So those
Get
are
in here.
those are things you can choose to donate for channel currency here. The Twitch channel points, 1,500 channel points, or Flint bucks are channel currency. I guess I'll throw it out there too while we're just talking about it. Charges are things that the party can use to add advantage on rolls or re-rolls, and if they save up 10, they can activate an ultimate ability, pretty much like in any video game where you save up something and you activate your ultimate. And if that bottom bar you see at the bottom fills all the way up, something happens, something either good, bad, or weird from a table that's been curated, and it's mostly weird. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're all things that can happen. So keep that in mind. So that being said, I guess you all come together at some point with or without pancakes. Muffin is also around being
I've made
best
him
boy.
sausage patties.
He's best boy. He loves it.
I love him so much.
Does it beg at the counter, just like sits there, butt is shaking on the ground, like tail is wagging, but butt is moving too, just like waiting, but does not jump, does not bark, just gives you typical puppy dog eyes with butt shaking, waiting for sausage patties.
Oh, I love him. Yes, he gets them. They're in the shape of a bone, squished into that shape.
He is
yeah.
even more like, if a dog could be more appreciative of the work you put in artistically for the sausage patty you made, he is that much more excited.
You can see it in his eyes.
You can.
In his soulful eyes.
I kiss the top of his head, and I do that thing where you like pet the tops of their ears with your hands on the other side.
And you can
and
just
I'm
kind of see that kind of like it scrunches up, and just that super happy, loves that pets. Oh yeah.
I love you so much. I would do anything for you. And yeah, I get those pancakes going for everybody else. I see Leo's already eaten, but I still give him 3 because I know.
Oh yeah, I'll keep eating.
Yep.
Need a carb load.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yesterday.
Yeah, what'd you do yesterday? I lifted a whole Kirin, so whatever.
And that was the easiest part of my day. Yeah.
Well.
No, Leo seems surprisingly chipper. I mean, Vettin's not here. Things are almost back to normal.
Yeah. I think that in a few hours or so, Valandras will be maybe waking up so we can have a little chit chat. I'm pretty anxious to hear what happened.
Yeah. No, I think that'll be enlightening.
Yeah, I guess. Is there anything you guys, before we'll have Valandras wake up, are there any discussions, conversations, or things that you guys want to do in the morning before we cut to that point? I'm really looking more at you, Odella, before we get to your old patron waking up and shedding some light on.
No, I can't think of anything that I want to like prepare. So
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Did I get breakfast from Gary, or am I eating pancakes?
I mean,
Roll to see if he got locked out.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a roll over
Just
here.
out of curiosity.
Gary was trapped in a
I'm gonna
box. He couldn't bring you back.
I'm gonna give. I mean, Floyd's pretty good. I'm gonna give Floyd like a 65% chance that he's able to lock Gary in like the kitchen or the pantry, something. Do you want high or low, Katie?
We're gonna go high.
Okay. 14. So no. Gary is he almost gets locked in the pantry, but he manages to make it out. So Gary does bring you breakfast of choice, but there's also pancakes.
I look at her sitting, like choosing between the two breakfasts, and I'm just like eating my pancakes. These are really delicious and made with love.
I diplomatically eat some of both.
Yeah, smart. All right, fair. That's what I anticipated. Gary seems nonplussed that you're eating. He's there only to serve.
If he had a fucking face, you could see it. I just know.
Completely expressionless skeletal face.
I assume that he made quiche.
Yeah, I mean that's his favorite
Trader
meal
quiche.
to make
Yeah.
for you, and not Rosman.
It doesn't taste as good as mine. Anyway, now the breakfast wars are over.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'll say you guys eat your breakfast. You've pretty much the everything's been cleaned up. All the issues have been dealt with. Nobody died from drinking too much. Cosmo it fills you in that he was able to keep it to 1 drink minimum, even though Tad Cooper over there, who we're gonna give Tad Cooper the name. That was the first name suggested in the chat of crazy dude who died and loves Leo. He managed. They managed to Cosmo cut him off so he didn't accidentally drink himself to death again. And things are good. He tells you it got a little rough at points when people were like, "They said free drinks. I want all my free drinks." And then like slightly afterwards, it was 1 free drink, but like they chose to not hear that part. But he managed to keep it together, keep them to 1 free drink, and he'll show you the tab and everything worked out okay.
I make
That's
a
our
pouty
guy.
face.
That's why he's getting the Waterdeep branch.
Yes, exactly.
I make a pouty face.
Does he know that yet?
I don't think he knows that yet, but I know that, so I'm making him better at being like a better business person to get that
suddenly
promotion.
a good employee. He was
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
slacking before.
Yeah,
It's like he knows.
that's
Maybe he's heard on the down low that there's like an opening in the Waterdeep branch, and he's like, I need to get on this coach
Are
down
you
here
kidding
in
me?
town.
Leo in the
I
ranks.
imagine Leo's just didn't Leo come in last time and was like,
Yeah.
I bought a place. Like,
Yeah, I told everyone.
Yeah.
I probably showed everyone the deed.
yeah,
Everyone
Leo's
who was
like,
there.
I bought a place sight unseen.
When did
Because
you sign the deed, Leo? We didn't know
every
this
time
before.
I walk into the Primp and Pie, it's like an episode of Cheers for Leo. I talk to every person
Yep.
in the bar. I know everyone. They're all my best friends. They know every detail of my life. So
Yeah, sight unseen was a good deal. May or may not be haunted. Who knows? Leo bought the
knows?
location.
yeah.
I mean, that's
I
why
give
everybody in the
a-
Waterdeep game starts at level 2, because we don't have to deal with the acquisition of it. We already got it.
I give Cosmo like
Big
5 more
dog.
gold for the night.
And
I
he's just
thank him
like,
for keeping
you know.
things under control.
Yeah, he's thankful. And we'll say you guys start to hear as you're kind of going about, things are starting to get into you. We'll say you hear like a stirring, maybe some hoof clops up in the spare room.
Let's go. I'll bring on pancakes.
Okay.
Sorry you were tortured for 8 years. Have some pancakes.
You never know what'll be the little thing that makes him better.
Yeah, that's true. You know, it's
My
It-
mother used to make me pancakes.
It's weird imagining like a little horse hooves like flipping pancakes.
I mean, they're a unicorn type of thing, so I'm gonna give this My Little Pony rules where you can just use magic to flip pancakes. That's-
Okay,
that
all
makes-
right.
That makes
That's
sense.
fair.
I accept these rules happily.
Funny enough, does not have Mage Hand as a spell, but it's fine. We can just pretend that this particular line of Kirin does have, you know, minor telekinesis to lift a spatula to make pancakes.
Good.
Important.
They
Thank
make
God.
whole areas of land better. They can flip a pancake.
Yeah,
Like-
right? That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, they literally improve regions for miles because of their
Yeah.
goodly nature. But pancakes, if only.
Utensils.
No.
Yeah, can literally resurrect anybody that's been dead for up to 200 years. Pancakes, though, that's the downfall.
That's
My
Um,
only week.
Yeah, so we'll see. You guys ever see like where a horse gets stuck in the mud and they're like trying to get up and they're like scrambling, they can't get up because they're either like stuck or they're hurt. That's kind of what you see when you walk into the room with Valandras trying to get up, but is still seemingly a little bit too out of it.
Hey, buddy. No. You can stay laying down. We're here.
Yeah,
and
can
you're
I
safe.
try to like hold him or secure him? I don't know. I'll also treat like horse and do like an animal handling.
You can definitely do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm like, oh hey buddy, like whoa.
Yep, that's
Whoa.
perfect.
Whoa.
Let's do that with this 19 intelligence creature.
I
Let's
don't
treat it like a
know.
horse. I know. That's even
Yeah,
more
like how much
perfect.
do we all know about Kirin?
I'm
I
a
assume I
sweet-
probably know the
I'm a
most.
sweet boy who just wants to help with a 16.
I'll say you know without even making you make a roll, Odella. Yeah, Kirin is just like they are a super lawful, good, holy thing. Like you guys also, I'll say because it's not its lair, so it doesn't have any of the magical effects that beseech it. But you know that they have all sorts of inborn magical abilities. They have all sorts of things to deal with fighting evil, and they're super smart and all sorts of and super strong. They can speak every language. They also have telepathy.
Nasty.
I see Leo like treating it like it's a horse, and I'm like, okay,
I'm
I
like
think I can
holding it
understand
like,
you,
like
Leo.
Yeah, and
Like
as
petting
you're
its neck.
you're petting its neck and ready to get out the brush and start brushing the mane,
yeah.
And he's just like, oh, thank you for your assistance,
Oh.
but I think I'll be okay.
Okay.
And
Just-
he's speaking because this isn't telepathy. He can actually
Yeah.
just speak every single language.
Yeah, no, just
And he's like,
just
no,
making
I appreciate it.
yeah.
It's been quite a time.
Yeah, no, just I'll if
No,
like,
we're good, thank you.
okay. All right. I step back. I'm like,
And he will sort of pivot on the ground because he can't stand up completely yet. He just kind of
No. Roswin will put the pancakes down on the floor.
and he's like,
and-
oh my god, pancakes! I love pancakes, and he'll just eat the pancakes.
I knew you were
But he'll
good.
eat them
Wow.
but he'll eat them like a horse would eat pancakes, even though he's super sophisticated and smart.
Yeah.
But he's lips and back of the
yeah,
teeth.
yeah,
and he's just
yeah,
eating
yeah.
pancakes.
And Rosalind's just kind of looking at him now that he's moved because she can't lift this horse herself. And she's like, did I miss anything? I tried to get all the really bad ones. Do you need any more healing?
And he says, "No, I think I'll be all right. I'm feeling much better. It just seems it'll take me a little while before I'll be back on my feet or hooves."
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
can you
And
tell
he's
us?
just he's kind of taking it all in. This is a lot, right? It's been a rough time. Now there's 3 strangers here in the room. One of them tried to pet him. One brought him pancakes. One's got maybe rainbow hair. Or maybe not. No, not at the moment.
Not rainbow hair at the moment.
Not at the
but
moment.
Definitely Remy is standing back a little bit and trying to take stock of the room constantly and sense tension ahead of time if they can.
Okay, yeah. There's clearly some tension. Just a
Oh, yeah.
surface level of tension here for sure.
But just prepared to step in if necessary. Eyes kind of sliding from Odella to Leo to Valandras and etc.
Sure. Yeah.
And etc. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just back and forth.
Sure. And he obviously eventually his eyes after he's finished munching on his pancakes, and he'll say, "Oh, thank you so much. I haven't had pancakes in what seems like forever."
Oh, well, I'm glad I brought them. I wasn't sure, what your preference was on
'Cause who
breakfast.
can say no to pancakes?
But I figured I gotta bring you food because you gave Odella super good chocolate sometimes, and she would share it.
Ah.
So thank you.
And he's just yes, that's just one of my little whimsical treats.
I like it.
That's so much better than Vettin.
Odella, do you wanna? Does she click? Because I imagine this is a spare room. There's a huge unicorn horse man, and we're probably all very cramped, so she's just kind of like gonna like shimmy
Shift out of the way. Yeah.
yeah, and be like, I don't want to get. I
There's
mean,
also a bed in here. Just so you guys are aware, like there's a bed in the spare room. So there's a bed, a giant horse, and 4 people.
I probably flipped the bed up against a wall to make more room.
Yeah, we'll say that
Okay.
that consideration was taken into. So yeah, I guess Rosman will shimmy out of the way, and Odella, you'll see Valandras. Valandras will see you. You'll see some like pupil dilation, his eyes as he looks to you, and a reminder that they do have like flowing, unicorn style
Mhm.
manes, but they also have like Fu Manchu style, like white kind of long, like Kung Fu Master Fu Manchus, like real long with the chin beard as well. I
Mhm.
imagine if he could stroke it, he would be doing a lot of this, but he can't because he doesn't have hands.
Rats.
So he says, "Oh, wow, this is Bella, I haven't seen you so long. How have you been? It's just so good to see you."
And there's like silence,
Yeah.
and she goes up and like it's a horse, so she doesn't know how to do this, but then just kind of like slaps him across the face.
Big horse slap
Whoa,
on the face.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Oh,
whoa, 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 whoa! I'm gonna like lean in to
Yeah.
be like, do I need to
He's
like,
just
yeah,
like-
Remy jumps at that too. That
Yeah.
counts as tension.
That does count as tension. Yes, you are. Yeah, there are
You left
definitely.
me alone.
And he's. Oh, okay.
Oh,
And he's just like obviously taking it. Now there's like Leo and Remy are like in
Be like-
between
go yo.
playing mediator, and he's just like obviously like there's shock. You could see the little forming handprint on his golden face as he kind of has
It's a weird visual, but
yeah right.
slapping
I
a
know
horse.
I know slapping a horse across the face.
sounds like something for something else.
Yeah, I know.
Wait.
And he just like looks shocked, sort of like taken aback as you slap him, and then say that, and he's just like, I didn't know where you were. I was unable to assist. What happened?
I died.
And he does look visibly taken aback by that. And he's like, but you clearly did you? And he's trying to find words when you tell him that you died. Like, I had no idea that you died. So sorry.
She's kind of like doesn't know what to say.
And he's just like, and he like is like big horse eyes looking at like Leo and Remy and Roswin.
Well, we were sort of wondering if you wouldn't mind
Mm,
explaining what you were doing where we found you.
mm.
Odella has well I mean, how do you explain that? We got her new patron to help free you,
He's like,
and
new patron.
Yeah, like,
and,
whoops.
and he's just like, I knew I had lost connection and I hadn't been able to sense you for some time, but a new patron.
yeah,
And-
is that something that happens a lot, or could you maybe this isn't the time, but maybe you and I should talk later about anyway.
And he's just like, looking at you, looking at Odella, like not sure. And he's like, well, it can happen, but usually one has to, willingly choose to leave their existing patron for another, which is usually not something to be taken lightly. And he like looks at Odella as this happens.
Sorry, I told
Like-
your dad what happened
Leo,
on
they
Friday
keep
night.
telling on me.
Yeah.
Well, you weren't around to talk to. I tried, and I needed help. So I don't know why I'm justifying myself to you.
And he just is like, and he just like he can't. He's trying to find words, and doesn't seem to have. This really seemed to like catch him off guard. So he's a little unsure of what to do or what to say. And he's also like looking at the rest of the party for like literally any help or insight because he's not getting anything from Odella. So he's just like, and he's like seems to be like gravitating towards Leo, who's the one who's saying everything.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I assume there were, extenuating circumstance. I don't know. I mean, you died. I don't know why I'm explaining this, but Odella died and then was apparently dead for a long time and somewhere else. And she met Vettin, who's just a super swell guy,
And like
incredibly
you can
persuasive.
see when you say Vettin, you can see like his eyebrows like kind of furrow at the name.
Oh, you know him? Would you?
Says,
Mm-hmm.
says, yes, I know of him.
Okay, could you perhaps
Oh,
explain?
tension,
what?
tension.
And he says,
All
yes.
the tension alarms are going off.
And he says, he and I were, I would say, associates of the same celestial plane when he was a wholly good angel, along with the associates which you found me with. But one knows when one's, I don't know, he says, but then I found him dabbling in things that he should not be dabbling in. And obviously I needed to bring that to a higher authority and have him and his associates cast down from our upper plane.
So, could you just clarify? Was it Vettin's fault that you were trapped in hell, being tortured for a bunch of years? Am I getting that right, or is this?
And he like you can see there's definitely this like angst there, and he's like, he doesn't say it, but you can feel like there's regrettably, and he's like, no, sadly, it was not Vettin's fault. His associates that fell with him seemed to take their fall significantly harder to some sort of. They thought that perhaps capturing the one who was responsible for their falling, and I don't know if some sort of ritual torture or whatever their plans were, either they'd gain some sort of that ability back, they'd be able to ascend back to the upper planes, maybe perhaps it was just some sort of revenge. I can't really pretend to understand the mind and the thoughts of such evil creatures.
Evil creatures. Yeah.
But to be clear, Vettin wasn't involved. And she like looks right at Leo.
And he says no, he was not involved in my capture and my torment.
And in fact, he actually helped free you, just so you're aware.
And he says, that's what you're telling me now, yes. Perhaps it must be for some other nefarious purpose.
Right? Yeah. Nefarious purpose.
I just look at like Roswin and Remy to see what their kind of like visual, like
Yeah, reading the room.
What's going on?
I think Brimmy literally looks like I just did, where it's just like, oh no, like.
Roswin has brought out a bag of trail mix and has just been watching. And she's just like, shit. Well, I mean, I guess all we can really say is innocent till proven guilty for Vettin. I'm not here to extract any kind of justice. It seems like that was already done to him. I mean, I can't say that, like I said, I want to be best friends with him, but seems like he wasn't at fault here. I don't know what that leaves for you and Odella with your relationship, but that's not really any of my business.
Just
Listen.
out of curiosity, just out of curiosity, do you know why Vettin and all of these other associates, what caused them specifically to fall? Just you know, a character debrief that might be helpful.
He says, of course, they were experimenting with free will. That's not something angels are allowed to experience. They have to do what they're told, like all angels are. He and his associates were free thinking, so I had to report them to a higher authority, and as such, they were cast out.
So they have control over people's free will. This is something that is interesting to them, is it? They like making people forget things and perhaps overlook things and just get in your mind and screw with things. Is that what you're telling me?
And he says, well, I can't speak to what they're saying, but I can say the reason that they were cast out was because they were free thinking and trying to break free of the commands of their upper authorities who tell them what they have to do and what they should do and how to think. And they didn't believe that being told what to do constantly was right for them, and that they should have their own mind and be able to make up their own decisions and think freely. And that is against what the celestial beings believe is right for them. So I reported them, and as such, for experimenting with the thoughts of free will, they were cast down from the heavens, and then I find myself being tortured by some of them.
You just hear like a nut being bitten into, like.
I think Leo didn't really hear that last part.
I
and
know,
he's
I
just
know.
made a decision.
I know.
About-
I want to make sure I reiterated that specifically.
Leo, so what he's saying is that they didn't want to be told what to do and have their own life. Like they wanted to have their own lives and own thoughts. And that's why, you know, they were cast out.
Extremely relatable.
And he's like, which is wrong, obviously, for celestial creatures. They are... And he's just like, I'm sorry. And he stops talking at you.
Thank you for shedding light on
Well, that's
all
what
of
I'm
this.
here to do as a celestial being.
Yes, good. Okay.
Would you like some chocolate?
Yeah, actually, that would be great.
Coins rain down from non-existence. Chocolate coins raining down.
Can we talk later about maybe having this happen without making a warlock pact? You know, just from time to time when I do really well. Thanks.
And he's like,
Don't worry about it right now. We can talk later.
Well, I'm glad you're all right, and I think I speak for all of us when I say you can stay here as long as you like. And great. So let us know if you need anything. Okay. I'm gonna.
well,
grab a
I mean, I
coin.
greatly appreciate you rescuing me.
Yeah.
Who knows what those fiends would have done if they had continued to torture me for whatever their strange and evil purposes were.
Yeah, who knows what these fiends are up to?
I
It's
mean,
all a
not
big
I.
mystery.
Thank you for rescuing me and bringing them to justice. They will find their judgment. Do not worry.
Neat.
Adele's just staring at Leo.
I'm hungry.
And he's like, "Would you like more chocolate coins?"
Nope, I'm good. I'm gonna head out. We also had a job that we had to do. It was very important, and there was a time limit placed on it. So perhaps we should. I'm gonna get my sword.
Okay. Me out back by the tree.
Great.
Okay. So do you guys all leave the room, I guess?
I wait for everybody else, but if other people are lingering, I will continue.
Huh.
No.
Remy, in just kind of sort of a panic, goes to check on Leo.
What's that, Leo?
Rosalind- Rosalind leaves to go kind of like try to get her stuff together for their mission, but as she passes by, she's like, I was totally serious. Just let me know about that chocolate thing. Because sometimes you need like a snack when you're adventuring as hard as we do. So, I mean, it's not a big deal. You just saved the world. So, but I mean, if you don't want to give it to me, that's up to you. Okay, bye.
And he's just like trying to process all of that. And you just like, walk out, and the door. I assume Odella shuts the door. Everybody else leaves.
No, she leaves it open.
Okay.
She just goes up to him and is like, I'm glad you're okay. And I'm sorry that whatever happened to you. I wish you had found some way to tell me about it. And I do appreciate everything that you did for me when I was younger, but I don't know. And Leo's right. You're welcome to stay as long as you want, but as long as you need to. But I don't know.
Sorry I couldn't be there. I would have it if I could have, but they had me captured. All manner of unspeakable things to keep me from leaving via magic or teleportation or anything, so I couldn't assist at all.
I don't know. I don't know what I thought, but I thought you'd be there for me and you weren't. And sorry I slapped you. I don't know. Guess I'll talk to you later.
Okay. And you just like walk out, and he's like utterly confused, and you leave.
Yep. And I close the door because horses can't open doors. I'm just kidding.
We established he has telekinetic powers.
I'm
That's how he
I'm
flips
joking.
pancakes.
He can't even get up right now.
Yeah, so you do that. Now what's the plan, guys?
Didn't we have that thing to do?
We had to go to
did.
Cult of the Dragon?
Kalimshan.
Yeah, you
Calum
guys, if you
Shan.
remember, I think it was older Ravengard told you, like, hey, so Severin had some crazy stuff going on in a palace in Kalimshan. It would be really cool if you guys could, as the heroes that you are, could go clear out that one palace for me. I would really, really appreciate
God, what more do they
it.
want
It would
from
also
us?
probably help, to continue with you guys saving the world whole thing. That you
There's
guys
like
are really
some-
good at.
There's like a nest there too, I think.
Yeah,
There's like a nest of something there. There's like some cult activity there, so the cult
Yeah,
is not
it's-
totally done until we stomp it up.
Yeah, this is basically the final hotbed of cult activity where they supposedly have some sort of nest and or breeding ground things, dragony things. So, yeah, and I think he also had said, you guys seemingly have means of teleportation and things like that. but he did, if you recall,
Have a magic carpet.
yes, he was going to offer you a magic carpet, a 6-foot by 9-foot magic carpet
Which
capable of
he
carrying
made us-
800 pounds.
He made us promise we have to give it back after we use it too.
He
I remember
did.
that specifically, which is so.
But
We
do
saved
need
the
to return
world.
it, though?
Ungrateful,
Like,
honestly.
yeah,
Yeah, what if we lose it? Like, what are you gonna do, Older Raven Guard?
it got destroyed.
Oh, we're
Sorry.
really
You guys are
sorry.
really good at lying. I'm sure you could get, or
Yes,
convincing,
I am.
or convincing him that maybe
Don't
it's worth.
put Roswin on this job.
Yes,
Send in the
here I got
bard.
the documents. I got it right here. His base city is in Calimport. He intended to be the Dragon Queen's human agent from there, relying on the city-state's unscathed riches to bolster his position. His stronghold is a dungeon beneath the palace of the Red Pasha. Pashas are leaders in the city of Calimport, or what sounded like kind of like dukes, basically. Nothing indicates that the Red Pasha himself is tied to the cult in any way. Many of the documents are orders to send teachers in cult lore and skilled warriors to the stronghold, essentially setting up a cell that will serve as an academy for cult teachings. Notations indicate that many cultists serving at the Well of Dragons got their start in Calimport, and he tells you that any kind of interrogations from prisoners they were able to attain confirm that point. Says that access to the dungeon was done secretly, with supplicants aided by conspirators within the Pasha's household, who lead them to a grand staircase within the palace. And he wants you to infiltrate the cult in Calimport, disrupt any plans, and basically, as you said, stamp out remaining cult activity. He will give you a 6x9, 800-pound capacity flying carpet to take you there, if you want, or you guys can find other means.
Sounds cool to me.
Yeah, just why would you pass up flying on a carpet?
Because it's cold.
You only live once.
And I will say that I'll just give you this background here. Leo, the Order of the Gauntlet, will have told you because they have some information. Red Pasha earned his nickname for his bloody ruthlessness in battle as he led civilized races in their uprising against the genies that ruled during the upheaval after the Spell Plague. Yet the Red Pasha is described as being a short, pudgy human. Courtiers sometimes mistakenly assume him to be soft. And Odella, the Harpers, will tell you he does not concern himself with day-to-day politics. He leaves such matters to his Grand Vizier, the Archmage Karaka Sul. There is an information source within the palace that acts as a Harper agent. We don't know the identity of this person, but he or she usually provides reliable information. And that's what you guys have leading into the mission that was gonna possibly be one of the last times, but then didn't happen. And here we are.
Yeah, I mean, Leo is definitely in a mood to punch more cultists.
Some
so-
things.
So I've got stuff. Let me ask this, because I feel like before we try to dive into this, we're in a good spot to probably break.
Yes.
Now that we've
Fair.
gotten all the heavy roleplay stuff out of the way.
Yeah, all that dumb roleplay.
Drama and
That we
drama,
needed to
always.
hash
We need
out
it.
after all this time.
Yes, no, this is super important stuff. I feel like before we go into a more slightly prescriptive, like, let's go do a killing cultist thing. This might be a good point to, break, get some snacks or whatever.
I will just say that it was so
Or
much more
drinks.
satisfying having Valandras tell
Yeah.
Leo about the whole thing than role playing and Celeste hearing it before that.
Yeah. It worked out much better that way.
Well,
Got
I'm
it.
glad we know,
Mhm.
and I'm glad that my alignment was changed for this whole.
Yeah, Leo is dying. And he definitely only heard the pieces of the conversation that made him madder. So
Yeah, I know. That sounds like Leo.
selective hearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, folks. Is there anything before we jump to a break? Is there anything before you guys set out in the morning, we'll say, or set out for the trip that you guys would like to do before we
Or
Okay.
healing potions.
healing
How
potions?
much time do I have? Oh,
How-
how
say
are
that again?
healing potions? I
Yeah.
was asking how much time we have.
For the
I don't
break.
know. Enough. What would you like to do?
I only need like 5.
Raise them dead?
minutes.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
What?
Yeah, you could do that. You'll have time.
Why? Why?
Bring the zombie along.
Yeah, I got a portable hole. I can put some zombies in there, right?
Yeah, your eye lets you animate them.
I get 3, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
good
see
lord.
them, right? I don't see them in the
No,
portal.
Not
Yeah,
until they
okay.
come out of the
Hole.
portable hole.
Yeah.
Not until Odella pulls those dead bodies out of her hole. Sorry about it.
So many things come out of that hole. It's the most versatile hole I've ever seen.
It's a very crammed hole.
I
It's,
think we have a ton of
it's busy.
healing potions. I gave them all out last
Uh,
time.
you know, what do you want as far as healing potions? Let's ask you that. Give me a reasonable number of healing.
500 million. No.
A
10?
reasonable number, Katie.
2 supreme, 3 superior.
Fine. You guys have so much gold, and you're heroes who save the world. People will give you potions.
Yay!
It's not even really like it's really an investment. It's they're investing in the world still existing to give you
Mhm.
potions.
You must hate your world, sir.
I'm
I will
sorry,
not
do
be
you
coming
want
back.
the world to end?
I want Leo branded healing potions.
You know what? Make me a persuasion roll.
Oh, yay! Bard.
He's gonna
Oh, no.
start his
Oh,
own
no.
business. He doesn't need to be a partner.
Yeah, well, I apparently am not a partner, so whatever.
You don't
Okay. Oh, I missed that persuasion. Wow, look at that. 29.
Yeah, so you find like an apothecary in Waterdeep, let's
Yes.
say.
While I was there buying the inn, I also
Yeah,
made
yeah.
this.
I
So-
couldn't stop him.
Oh, we'll name this guy Reginald. Reginald
Yes.
here. Reginald,
Good.
the apothecary. You
Yeah.
convince him that like this is really in your best interest because you are Leo the Blue Lion, member of the Belladonnas, savior of the world, yada
Yeah.
yada yada. You just do the
Yeah,
whole
yeah.
title thing.
Mhm.
So he now is taking the time to make healing potions, but custom dye them blue.
Oh, yeah.
So the healing potions are blue with like the glass has like a wax lion stamped on it.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're blue lion healing potions.
Yes. Yes.
So that's a thing.
Yes.
And you can have those. You can have whatever you wanted to get your reasonable number of potions. You will make those in blue lion versions.
Yeah, don't worry, Odella. I've taken care of it.
And he tells you
Perfect.
before you leave, he's working with a glass blower to actually make the bottle shaped like a lion. head,
Mm,
rather
good
than
work.
just being like a bottle with a lion stamp on it in wax. It's gonna look like a lion. So like imagine like a Crystal Head vodka bottle,
yes.
but like a cool
Yes.
lion head with like a glass mane.
Yes.
I pity
he's
the
like a-
adventurers that
extra.
come to the shop because they're gonna be like, yeah, 50 gold for like a regular potion. He's like, oh,
Like,
no.
no. These are blue lion.
This is custom hand blown glass that you're just gonna shatter on the floor probably because
Mm.
who keeps the vials?
I mean, you might keep them as a commemorative
Yeah.
thing.
Sure.
Like,
know what?
Competitor
Put
brand
some
tastes
water and
like
highlighters
Oh.
in them and put them on your shelf in your dorm.
The
You know.
the tagline should be "Don't go out in style."
Oh, I like it.
blue
Yeah.
raspberry flavored.
You know what? Once you get the final product done with the tagline and the little like
Yes.
tag coming off of it, we'll say that not only does it give you the effects of a healing potion, but it
Mhm.
also gives you like a +1 on your next persuasion check. The healing potions, the blue lion healing potions. Don't
I'm a
go out in-
brand.
Yes. Blue
I'm
lion
more than a
healing
man.
potions. Don't go out in style.
Very bard.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I'm just living my best champion of the world life.
You know,
Oh my
as you do.
God. There's jingles being heralded all through Waterdeep for this too.
Mhm. I want fountains of this stuff served at our parties. Yes, I understand it's outrageously expensive and ridiculous.
Yes, I understand that my own brand is outrageously expensive. I get it.
Everybody's gonna get.
I don't
laid
pay
at that
for
party.
it, so it doesn't matter.
One day, Leo
Alright.
will have to sit down and have a business conversation with Odella about how businesses actually work. I don't pay for these potions that are custom made by me.
I don't pay for this.
That's not how that works. They're using my likeness. It's fine. All right. Well, folks, we
No
will
one
be-
wants to sit down and have that conversation with Leo, though.
No,
He
nobody
looks
does.
so hurt.
Yeah.
Our puppy,
So
our other
whatever
puppy.
you guys want to get, like I said, healing potion wise, you get it because reasons. At this point, with the amount of gold you have, um, it's not even an issue anymore. Like, I could be like, take out 3,000 gold, and you'll be like, okay, we still have 200,000 plus more. It's fine. Don't give me the actual number. I don't want to. It's fine.
You have it.
I know you do. All right, we will be right back, folks. We're gonna take a break. Back. Welcome back, everyone. This is a roller coaster of emotions, aka the Belladonnas. That's what you come here for.
Brand.
Infighting and relationship drama, saving the world, business acumen. That's what this
Yep.
show is all about.
Yep.
Or lack thereof, business acumen, depending on the scenario.
Excuse me. Every potion in Waterdeep. Can you say that?
Slowly phasing out boring red healing potions
And we're not seeing a scent from it.
for the blue lion healing potions.
Exposure.
Yeah, saving the world's not enough exposure. Let's get some more going. Okay. So you all, I'll say for the ease of, we don't need to go through any of that. You guys get the potions that you talked about, or craft them from Reginald, your contact / business associate, who's the best business associate and apparently getting all of the profit, just out materials and custom glass blowing costs. But maybe
I met him at the yawning portal.
Yeah, that sounds right too.
When we were drinking a lot. It's a pretty sweet
Told him
deal.
about my dungeon pants. It was a good time.
Oh, I still have those pants.
Yeah, they're clean
Make
now.
my butt look great.
They're clean now. That's important. No crabs. All right, so you guys get the potions you want. Let's say you retrieve the flying carpet from Elder Ravengard, and you can take it to fly. How fitting to fly to Calimport on a flying carpet. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't get much more thematic than that. I will remind you that Calimport is significantly further south from where you are here in, you're in Tacoma, or not Tacoma, in Waterdeep, or wherever you're gathering all the stuff before you fly south. Technically, if you fly like the most direct route, it would take you through the Callum Desert, which is flying through a desert, so that's awful. But you could take a slightly longer route and kind of go along the coast, so you could have the coastal breeze and air in that way, so it's not super hot. Also smelled nicer. Nice ocean mist kind of going.
Or scenic.
Yeah, scenic. You can maybe see some ships and other stuff along the way. It is gonna take a while. I'm not gonna really belabor the travel down there at all, but it is gonna take. Last I remember, how you can fly though. I'll call it a 10-day. That's maybe a little short, right? So 10 days to get there.
Oh, that's a long road trip after that awkward.
Yeah. So my point being, you guys have 10 days on a carpet together as you're just riding along.
6x9.
6x9. Yep. It was a little tight, the four of you on this carpet. I will remind you that some of you do have access to, you have Zion, right? So you have a flying, not Zion, whatever. You do have a flying lion, right? So you have some of you have means to like you don't all have to crowd onto
Orion, the flying lion.
Yes, that's my mistake. I couldn't remember off the top of my head. So yes, you have that, so you could potentially not have to ride on it if you're like, oh, this is awkward. Whee!
I will probably ride on Orion just because I'm bigger than everybody else and
just
take
to
up
provide less.
just because I also with my armor and my stuff and my weapons and I'm a big man, so I'll just take Orion.
Totally
valiantly.
Because you're bigger, not because of the awkwardness. Definitely.
I'm the king of things never being awkward, so
Fair. So 10 days travel. Nothing crazy is gonna happen. No encounters of any kind. but it is 10 days. Is there anything that gets brought up, things you want to discuss one way or another, things that I need to be aware of during that 10 days?
I think I'd say generally that Remy tries to generally stay Remy. Rid is more confrontational, and Remy is more the optimistic being who's trying to patch things over as best as possible. So they spend as much of their time equally with everyone as much as possible, and I think that's pretty noticeable because they usually spend time with Roswin. And they're trying to put more effort into checking in on everybody else and making sure that they're doing okay. So like one meal they'll sit next to Leo and try to be like, hey, how's it going? Haha. And then like for lunch they'll sit next to Odella and so on and so forth. So you just kind of notice Remy bouncing around, but always ends up back with Roswin by the time the sun goes down.
Can we have a karate fight at some point, please?
We have a karate fight.
Leo has always wanted to have a karate fight with you. Leo has talked about it many times.
Yeah, I think at first Remy thinks Leo is joking.
No, Leo's very serious about having a karate fight.
And reluctantly, they will agree. They will warn Leo that might not go well.
No, like I was in the army. We did this all the time.
You did karate fights in the army?
Yes. What if you don't have a weapon and you need to? I took on wrestling titles. I don't know if you know that about Leo spent a time professional mud wrestling for a while in Neverwinter. So
these are all true statements.
These are all true statements in my backstory.
They are. It's not. Yeah, that's all true.
Yeah,
I was a gladiator before.
Remy will take the gloves off, the heavy hitting ones, and just do straight fists. But yeah, I think bring it on. At some point, they do switch over, but they do decidedly transform into Jalar first, because that usually tends to throw Leo off.
It's true. It does. What an epic tactic.
Especially if we're wrestling. It'll just get so weird. She's just like, oh, I don't.
Odella makes like some nice seats for her and Roswin and some popcorn.
Thanks. I forgot my snacks. Well, carry on, please.
Yeah.
Rid decidedly also feels like this breaks the tension, so this is very good. Like this, once they realize this is a real thing Leo wants, they're all in.
Okay, I like it. All right, so I'm not gonna make you guys roll out just because it'll take forever to do the full fight.
Yeah.
No.
So
that would be
narratively,
the
tell
rest
me
of
how
the
this.
session.
Tell me how this goes. How does this go down? Who wins? What happens? What awkward?
I think we do
moments?
multiple karate fights.
Okay.
I
mean,
I think
sure.
I think Jalar smashes Leo the first time. Leo calls Jalar on it and is like, that's not fair. I called out Remy to this fight, and Remy's like, okay. So the next day they
I fight Remy.
And it probably goes a little bit better that time because
I think obsessively
Leo's not
stayed
as
up
thrown.
practicing moves also for the next day, for the next showdown.
Yes, yeah. And also there's not the like weird tension there as much. But then when Remy still kind of wins, but not by as much. You are literally asking a monk.
Yeah, to a karate fight. I understand what I've done.
Yeah, I know. Then I think Leo insists that Rid will.
I'm going to fight all three of you on each different day. I fight.
Yes.
It's amazing.
But at that point, no matter what is happening, I don't know if Rid let Leo win. We don't know. We just
Leo
don't
doesn't
know.
think so. Leo thinks he won fair and square.
Right, of
Yeah.
course.
Yep.
And Raid would never say otherwise.
Yes.
But
After
Leo-
being
Leo
challenged for
takes the
3
win.
days of fights, maybe you decided to let
just
to let him have one.
Oh my god.
and Raid wasn't sure that winning all of the karate fights actually helped the tension, and that was part of their goal. So let Leo win
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. So
That
Leo
makes
does a lot
sense.
of training in between, a lot of running around, a lot of push-ups. I think he's more cheerful by the end of 10 days because we're gonna go on an adventure and we're gonna do something that makes sense and we're gonna punch some bad guys and that's awesome. And Vettin's not here, so I think he even goes back to normal and he's cheerful and kissy the last couple days towards Odella.
Ooh,
So
kissy.
Oh man.
kissy.
gonna be
Oh,
awesome.
we're right here.
Yeah.
Kissy.
All right. Well, that goes about as expected. All right. So you guys continue on your adventure. You eventually land in the massive, sprawling city that is Calimport. Without having to go too much, Calimport is it is, I guess, the best way to describe it would be it has sort of like an Arabian kind of feel to like as far as like architecture and the food and the stalls and the open air markets and things work, but it is also has a nature for potentially having thieves and being cutthroat, and it has this kind of pasha system, and as you kind of knew, it was originally ruled by genies, and there's like a whole thing to it. But you are here. You're looking for the palace of the Red Pasha. And I will, because I have it, I'm going to put a file here in the Zoom chat real quick. And I'll say, just to skip it along a little bit, you all make your way to the palace of the Red Pasha, and this image that I just sent to you. This is a top-down view of the palace. You could obviously see from looking at that the 1A and 1B on there are the entrances. Basically, you get in through a means of which you would choose to go in, and then tell me where you want to go, and then we can see who you encounter and what kind of stuff you figure out. You guys see that, right? It came through?
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
still loading it, but
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
I had to download it and open it up. And
Yeah,
go
it's
through the whole thing.
dumb. I should have just put it in.
Well, it's cool that they have that as a feature now. That's new.
Yeah, it's funky to do it, but
Whoa. Okay, so the legend for me is not filled in. Is that?
that
It's
is
not filled
correct.
in for me
Okay.
either.
In theory, were we at the table, I would hand this to you, and you would fill it in as you.
I like this.
You
Neat.
can do so if you wish. I can. So basically, I'll tell you that 1A on the left-hand side of that map is the Purple Worm Gate. That is the grand entrance to the compound, and 1B is the Cobalt Gate, and that's the rear gate.
Okay. So based on what we know,
Mhm.
we don't think that the Red Pasha is necessarily involved in these operations downstairs.
Correct. Based on the information you have tells you that.
Right. So it may not be the best to go up to an awesome warlord and be like, yo, you hiding people in your basement? We can have I'm talking to everybody here, I guess, as whatever. And then we also heard that the secret entrance was the grand staircase inside. Is that what you heard from the Harpers, Odella?
I didn't get that.
Let me see. The Harper said
There's an Archmage Corin Sol or something like that, Sewell.
Yeah.
And then there's an agent who's like the advisor to the Pasha, and then there was an agent in the palace, but I didn't get more than that. I didn't write fast enough.
Yeah. I thought they said something about how they would lead people to the grand stairs, or maybe I'm making that up.
No, you might not be.
Because there's no obvious basement.
He said out of the interrogations that they did, all say that access to the dungeons was done secretly, with supplicants aided by conspirators within Asha's household, who leads them to a grand staircase with palace.
So, okay.
So basically, again, mechanics for this in theory is you get inside and you tell me, pick a number from 2 to 20. Tell me where you want to go, and then I'll tell you what it is. I got a little fun table of who you're going to encounter when you get there.
Ooh, fun tables.
And then maybe some
tables.
rumors that those people will tell you about what's going on.
Ooh.
Are we gussied up?
That's up to you. I don't know how you want to approach this. We'll say you would have had the thought to bring things that you would want, and I don't. You guys, your job is to get in, get information, and quash this however you think is the best way to go about this. If this is your servants here to work and trying to get a job, if you're diplomats or whatever, however you want to work it, you tell me.
Can we spend a little bit of time watching the people who come in and out of the palace and see what might be a good ruse for a disguise?
Okay.
Remember that disguising Roswin never works out well.
I don't know what you're talking about. First of all,
Well, maybe
can-
there's a really convenient, like a tiefling
Well, I mean, we're in
troop.
Calumport, right? So,
Right.
like, flowy clothes and turbans and that kind of thing, like, is
I'm
standard.
sure
There.
tieflings probably aren't that strange to see in a place that's hot.
Mm-mm. No, they're definitely not.
I'm just worried because the person we're coming here for is Severin. I thought.
Well, you killed Severin, so this is Severin's.
Right
is-
hand buddy.
Yeah,
buddy.
this is like
Right.
this is where he was planning to retire to.
I got okay.
Yeah,
But
you
like,
guys
I feel
killed.
like
he
they'll
was
know what
he-
we look like.
Yeah, no, he was the floaty guy. You killed him in the fight with Riot. And stop.
That's right. That's right. But I feel like they're still cultists, dragon cultists. They probably know what we look like.
Right. I mean, if there are like palace guards, like that might be something good for Leo, and he can like be like escorting you guys or something, just getting a sense of like who feasibly walks in and out of this palace all day.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say you guys take some time and you observe and you see people coming in and out. You get an idea for what the workers look like. You get an idea for what the guards look like. And you see, like, there are people coming in and out of business associates and diplomats and just the nature of the way, you could potentially be from another Pasha's household, coming in that way. I will remind you as the DM, just be careful what you choose, because that may come back to bite you. Like, Leo's a palace guard. None of the guards know who Leo is.
Yeah, right.
Leo's complexion isn't really too off here in Calumport either.
No,
so
I think
he do look like a local.
Yeah, his mom's family came from here, so he looks pretty local.
Yeah, so you've got that going for you, and Odella too wouldn't be. You both have more Calumport complexion, so that would aid to blending in as locals. And obviously Remy or Red, and then Roswin as your. Maybe she's just really pink. She's really sunburned.
I think
That's what we went with last time.
Rid does have a moment of brief panic. It's not quite panic, but just like stress about which persona to be. It goes to Roswin to ask for advice about that. But I think eventually goes ahead and settles comfortably into Jalar for this, just because he feels like that kind of calm aloofness that would be good for information gathering, and also doesn't have rainbow hair, which
might be noticed
pretty identifiable.
or remembered.
maybe a bit.
There's nothing wrong with brightly colored hair. Do I have to put a turban on again?
I know, I'm like, do I have
Cover-
to put
cover
you in
your
a
eyes,
turban?
no.
You don't know. You don't have to. It's just funny to me that was a choice that you made at one point, and now
We didn't know how to cover up our horns.
full circle.
Now it doesn't matter that I'm a tiefling. It just matters who I am.
Yeah.
Hashtag famous.
I mean, if this is like one of those kind of security seems lax, I mean, we could just be like people here to see the palace or like, visiting.
Here to see the tapestries. This is a palace, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
Visiting.
you get the feeling based on this. There's a couple of let's see. It looks like from what you've also observed here, right? if you come as a visitor, you will be given like an escort, someone to escort you through the palace. But they will show you kind of like the wonders of the palace, right? Oh, here's what's going on. But that means you've got someone tacked to you when if you're coming in. It's just like, oh, we're here to see the palace. It's supposed to be wonderful. That's great, but you're gonna have a guard with you.
We can always get a feel for it and come back the next day.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you want.
I feel like it's better to go in and get like a layout.
Yeah, and then we can tackle things and be more sneaky the next day.
Yeah, I'm all for that plan.
Should we all look like ourselves, or do you guys want to change it up?
We should change it up.
What do you mean?
Let's see. See, of course, I didn't take any of the bard spells to change my appearance because Leo loves the way he looks and doesn't want to ever do like disguise self.
That is so in character.
I remember that
love it.
choice when I was looking at the bard spell list.
Odella just looks like Todd Cooper right now.
Yeah.
And like exact copy sounds like him, just dead on. It's very disconcerting.
Odella, can I wear some of your pretty scarfy clothes? They have all the patterns and stuff on it, and I can use one to wrap my hair up.
Of course. Yes. She very awkwardly like goes into the hole, like opens it just a little bit, and, like pulls some
We're all
stuff
waiting,
out.
like, what are you?
It's like wearing your mom's clothes, you know, like the heels.
And she like hands you some very flowy like robes and scarves and such.
Perfect.
I'm worried that they'll remember my face because who wouldn't?
Here, let's draw on a little connection for your eyebrow.
Oh my god, no.
Well,
I was
get
going to-
uglier.
I was going to take some other spells too, but I didn't. I also made choices.
Or you can wear a turban too. Just wrap that beautiful. God, your hair is pretty. Those beautiful brown locks up.
It is. I agree, sagely. Okay, yeah, I'll just do like a disguise self check and just kind of change my appearance a bit, I guess.
Okay.
Trying to see if I have a disguise.
And take off all my armor and my swords and stuff and wear like a white linen number.
Ooh, fancy.
You look like you're on vacation on an island.
Yeah. It's hot and people are nicer to people with money, so linen.
Seeing this, Odella will change her appearance to somebody who looks more put together and fancy.
Rather than, fair enough. Good old drunkard Ted Cooper, crazy party
Tad,
boy.
you're fancy.
All right, so you all head into the palace, and you are greeted by an escort gate, and this escort is on my little table here. This escort is Pembe, is her name. She's a female mage. She is the chief herald and sergeant of the Divan. Is going to be your escort throughout the palace to show you its wonders.
She cute.
She is.
Does
She's
it
a
matter?
mage, right? So she's not really wearing like
Always
armor of any
matters.
kinds, and also you don't really wear. So she's kind of also wearing kind of flowy silk kind of robes. Like I don't know. I feel I can't picture anything specifically in my mind. Like so, but she's
No
hot.
rainbow
Let's make her hot
catsuit?
because it's Leo's question. So
I imagine she looks like the mom of all the daughters in Game of Thrones.
okay,
Yeah.
Very
that
hot.
works.
Yeah, she's hot.
She's hot.
Yeah. So she asks where you would like to go, and you guys now have your little map there. Tell me, pick a number.
So we're coming in from 1A, right?
Yep.
Okay.
You can go obviously in numerical order if you want, or you can just like pick a number and be like, "Ooh, what's that?" And let's go over there.
Let's start with
Okay.
2. It seems in our face. What is 2?
Yeah.
2 is the courtyard of the Oliphants, a parade ground for welcoming dignitaries.
Oh, that seems fitting. Courtyard for dignitaries. Are there lots of people here?
Yeah, there are, you can see that there are servants and things kind of moving all around, and there are people, and people kind of, it is relatively bustling as far as different people throughout the
Can I
area.
see Oliphant
What?
walking around?
No, you don't, unfortunately. No Oliphants. Sorry, Sam.
Does it look like there are any
Oliphant.
like tourist dignitaries hanging out here that we might speak to about?
Make me a perception check.
Guidance. +2.
Woo! Okay, well, 19 on the die plus 2, 21 plus 12. 33. I miss being level
Disgusting.
16. I miss
Yeah,
this.
I bet. You get the feeling, yeah, you think there are some, maybe one or two, kind of traveling around throughout this area.
Mhm.
You can see that, there seems to be some scholars that are kind of about arguing about, like, they seem to be, maybe they're scholarly dignitaries arguing about some kind of arcane, but they seem higher standing.
Okay. I mean, basically, Leo is trying to get like an identity of like a visitor to the palace and somebody like new. So, like, say if they come back tomorrow and they're pretending to be someone, like it would be feasible that we're from the scholar party from you know.
Mhm.
That's what he's looking out for.
Okay, sure, I'll keep that in mind. All right, where to next?
18.
Oh, 18.
18,
I like the
okay.
chaos.
This is the Eunuch's Gate. The entrance
no.
to the inner courtyard, harem, and inner palace.
Harem?
Harem.
What?
Yep,
Harem?
are in Kalimport.
I would like to ask our guide Pembe where the harem is.
Sorry,
If that's something, is the harem? What it? That's
they say yes.
is that a private experience or?
Yes, that's for the Pasha.
Mm. Just checking.
Good,
I mean, I'm
good
sure
day
we
to be a
could-
pasha.
I mean, I'm sure
Just
if you would be interested
daggers
in
being
joining
stared.
the harem, you could that arrangement if you wish.
I'll look at Odella and like smile. Not at this time.
All right. Next.
I find my own kissy demon girl. It's fine.
Go be a genie and you would be screwed.
A genie cannot be worse than bitten. Let's. Okay. 17.
Okay. Pavilion of the Roses. Courtyard featuring the Fountain of Forgiveness, royal baths, and the College of Seamstresses.
Royal baths. Wait,
Royal
should we check
bath.
that out for
Yeah.
for ideas?
Business reference.
Yeah. I mean,
What
we
kind of
could-
tile do you lay down here? How do you find that? We're looking for
They-
something scum resistant.
They tell you that it is locally sourced Kalimshan porcelain tile. There's a local, if you head to one of the, oh god, I can't remember all the wards in I can't remember Kalimport. There's definitely one that has a tile manufacturer.
I studiously write down that name.
You know what? Let's make it the Jewel Ward. There it is. The Jewel Ward of Kalimport.
Mhm.
Excellent tile work.
Mm.
So, are these? You said these are royal baths. Is there anything in this tour in which like just anybody can like take part in it? Like, is this like, can we go into the royal baths? I assume not. Right.
Are there slightly less royal baths that we can go into?
Yeah. Like visiting a royal place baths.
Like a 2-for-1 harem bath combo, like the secret
well,
backstage
I wouldn't
pass.
say
I
that.
What?
But
They say, perhaps if you find yourself in if you find yourself when the Pasha is holding court, perhaps if you join become a supplicant and are brought inside, perhaps you may be able to partake in.
I see. Okay. Should we
Numbers.
yeah,
So
look at some
14.
Yeah, 14.
This is the Minaret of the Magi, a tower devoted to the study of magic in all its forms.
Ooh.
nerds.
I ask who's in charge there.
I'm gonna just say it's her
Yeah.
because
Chief Herald and
her
Sergeant.
and Goker, he's the
Goku?
exalted magister. He's a chief stargazer. Yep, Goker,
Goku. Got it. Bad dad.
like poker but
We
with a
did?
G.
There was Dragon Balls. Somebody has Dragon Balls, right?
Red has a couple
Stargazer.
of
That's Red.
Dragon Balls.
Okay. 13.
The Water Clocks Tower, a chamber with a broad table where the Pasha meets with his closest.
Have we seen a grand staircase just by any chance?
You have not. No, a couple things
We're
you
still
note.
like outside, right?
Just from the way
Oh.
things are. Yeah, you're kind of walking around like the courtyard.
Mm.
You guys kind of notice a couple of things in that it seems like and I guess some of these you see that there are servants here all the time, and you kind of get a vibe that like this place never really sleeps. Like there's always people here. So something to consider. Like you're not like if you come at night, it's not going to be dead. There's going to be people all around. But yeah.
Carefully note what the servants look like, what
Yep.
they're wearing. Cool.
Do we overhear like any gossip or anything from
And
the
make
servants
me a
as we're going through?
perception check.
I'm still fucking good at those.
So wise.
14 plus 1 for guidance, 15, 25.
Yeah, you hear give you one of these. The Red Pasha dotes on his pets. Pack of fire salamanders. Menagerie.
There's a menagerie. I want to live here.
Anybody else want to make me a perception check? You know what?
Hell
Leo, make me a perception check when you were specifically over by the harem.
Hell yeah. I believe that.
So
I was paying very close attention. 30?
Sure. You hear.
Sorry, I rolled in the D&D Beyond. Okay, 30.
Yeah, you hear in the passage of concubines and consorts, there's a stairway that leads down away from the apartments of the harems. The carved relief over the stairs speaks and poses a riddle.
Okay, there's a passage in there. So I'm pretty sure we have to go in the harem, everybody, to
Oh.
Well, if you would like to keep going, we can see if other rumors are found. What else you just
I wonder if all these are actually real.
What's 11?
11 is the Petal Court, the Grand Gardens and Menagerie, where the Pasha's prized fire salamander.
Oh!
I'll say you can kind of like, you can see them.
Ooh.
Are they cool?
Very cool.
How big are they? Could you ride one?
Good.
New mount.
Whoa.
They look like, they're...
Are they like The salamanders, like the intelligent ones, or are these like beast versions?
It doesn't state, but I'm gonna assume that he's not leaving.
Yeah, fired. So
So like similar to like a
Yeah.
frost salamander.
cool. Okay.
So like the frost salamander, because there was always frost and fire salamander, not tied to like sentient one.
But not cooler than Crazy Eyes, right?
No,
I mean, who
absolutely
can be
not.
cooler than Crazy Eyes?
Who
Not
could
I.
be? I press my nose up against the cage
can
and look
feel
at these
the heat
fire.
rise.
Ah!
Very
So
cool.
cool. Do they
Um,
have names? I'm asking Pembe.
And Raza get rumors from the fire
I was
sale.
just about to say, I want to ask our guide and be like, oh, I have some magic myself. I've never met anything like this. Can I maybe, cast a spell to speak with them and see what they're like?
And she says that would be something that you would ask the Pasha about. He's very protective. That's
'Cause they're beautiful.
Do we get to talk to the Pasha during this tour?
and she will say that today, she said normally I could bring you to the Hall of Petitions, which it's also called the Great Hall, where the Pasha or his vizier holds court. Has a notable motif of flame and fire in paintings, mosaics. But the Pasha is not holding court today.
Oh, that's sad. I really wanted to
Although,
see
if you
these
come back
guys.
perhaps tomorrow, if the Pasha is holding court, you can join in a line. There's a line here in to meet with the Pasha.
Well, I might just do that.
Are there any spots we can go inside the palace?
Yeah, I'll say like some of these. I guess some of these spots you can kind of like start to head into to get like a. So we'll say 3. Right, is the compound of cats. This is the chapel of Charis, goddess of lust, free love, and sensual fulfillment.
Whoa, what's
Oh,
this like
no.
in here?
It's very much up. Like, you know how like, you got like stained glass windows and mosaics in most churches?
Yeah.
It's the same here, but they're all just, all sorts
Yeah.
of wonderful tapestries and mosaics of all sorts of free love and sensual fulfillment depicted in all sorts of images.
Is this the main god that they worship here?
But you get the feeling that this is definitely a god that the Pasha worships.
I'm sure he does.
I think I might like this Pasha.
But so you're able to like enter into the chapel. Like some of the stuff is like more courtyardly. Some of the stuff you actually get to go inside to kind of like get a look at. Like you went inside to like see where the baths were, and you could see like the big flowing kind of like waterfall tiered bath system. 4 is pretty simple. That's just it's just like the wheelhouse for carriages and things. 5, Leo, is the passage of concubines and consorts, apartments of the harem and the priestess. You're able to go. I'll say you go into 7.
This is the one with the riddle, the secret riddle place, right?
So
Theoretically.
the rumor you heard.
Mm.
7 is the Library of Nausea. This is obviously you can go inside. It's an extensive collection devoted to history and magic.
Why is it called that?
Of Nausea?
Is that a name or do you mean like sick?
Naga?
no, it's
Probably Naga.
No, it's
right?
Najja.
Whoa.
I thought you meant like, oh, I'm gonna be sick. I'm so
Nausea.
nauseous.
Nausea?
Naja.
No, Naja. Let's see. You can also hear while you guys are in here. Because this is a history and magic. You'll overhear another rumor. When the people had at last overthrown their genie masters, the wizards of the city gave the Red Pasha a great gift to show their gratitude. He was given 3 powerful armor-clad automatons in the shape of bulls called gorgons. To everyone's surprise, however, the Red Pasha chose not to display his gift as other Pashas did. The fate of the 3 bulls, mystery.
fight that. Good to know.
It's like a good thing to keep guarding an underground thing, don't you think?
Could be.
Oh.
Also, my passive perception as we go through all these places too is 20. So
Oh, jeez.
I'm just like keeping an ear out at all times.
Sure, I'll give you a couple other ones. You'll know that the Grand Vizier is a master harpist whose playing is so mesmerizing even angels weep. It's been
Whoa.
said that in these private
started that rumor.
performances, many a guest have lost their virtue or two, so enchanted by the Vizier's performance.
What the fuck is this
I
place?
want to be this guy. Here is my opportunity. I kill this Grand Vizier. I just take his place. I play beautiful music. Babes throw themselves at my feet, and I live here. What? This is perfect.
Yes, fine.
I
live
don't
here.
say that
I
in
know,
front
it's
of
okay.
our guide or anyone else. But this is the interior monologue.
I'll also say that as you're traveling, Embe will tell you the story of the Red Pasha's courage.
Oh.
When the genies were overthrown, there was a confrontation in the streets. The Red Pasha confronted Garafetto Silvertongue, a Dao, or Earth Genie, that had been among the most cruel of the genie masters, for his appetite for the precious metal was legendary. Garafetto pleaded for mercy, lying prostrate upon the earth. "I will grant mercy if you will serve me," the Red Pasha said. "I swear," Garafetto replied, and bracelets and shackles of fire appeared on his wrists and ankles. It is rumored the Red Pasha has tasked the Dao with guarding his greatest treasure.
Also great.
And the last rumor I have, I'll just give it to you anyway. Weeks ago, a wearer of the purple, that is a high-ranking member of the Cult of the Dragon, was seen overseeing activities at an archaeological dig, rugged mountains north of the city. Some have said it is Yildiz herself, the protege of Severin.
The mountains north
Yes.
of the city.
Yep.
An archaeological dig, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should go check that out.
So I'll give you the other locations too, just to get them out of the way here. 6 is the Eldritch Hall. This is a portrait gallery of the great mages venerated by the city. 9 is a Temple of Humble Triumph. This is a temple devoted to the worship of Ilmater, god of endurance, who you guys are here with, or the
Yeah, they're gonna need endurance in this place, if you know what I'm saying.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
love it here.
10 is the Moon Court. This is the private apartments of the Pasha, his family, and 12 is the Kiosk of the Stargazers, a domed observatory used by astronomers and astrologers. 15 is the Coin House, blockhouse that serves as the treasury and armory. 16 is the dormitory of the pages, barracks for the staff. 19 is Gazelle Run, the gate to the inner compound. And 20 is the kitchen complex, a row of stone buildings also referred to as the Royal Spoon.
Wow.
Oh my god, this is so much.
Yeah. Well, originally I planned the whole session, not just the last half. But RP.
Drama and drama, baby. Okay.
Can we start calling our kitchen the Royal Spoon?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I'm done.
Thoughts?
There's no
Yeah.
copyright symbol after it, so
That's true, there was not.
We should all make a sign when we get back.
yeah, I got woodcarver's tools. I'm on it.
I have Mason's tools that I've never used, but I
Cool.
have them. And
all
proficiency.
right.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the general kind of overview that you have.
Should we go check out those mountains or?
Well, do we have an idea of actually where that was, or is it just like to the north? Like,
That's all you got
Yeah.
right now.
Okay.
I mean, if they have a base of operations here in the palace, they were probably looking for something and then brought it back here, right? So
In theory, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I don't know if the dig site is going to yield anything, but it's interesting to know they were digging shit up. Or maybe they're like here, because if they had an archaeological dig, the Pasha probably knew about it, right? Like,
I mean,
Probably.
if
If there's a
it's-
rumor here, they probably knew. You know, I'm sure
so
they have eyes and ears everywhere.
maybe some of these scholars or somebody here is like actually with the cult.
Yeah. Certainly possible. I don't know. It's hard because
So,
there's not
like-
really anybody that we can go and question like we know them. And I'm scared to go talk to that harpist dude because who knows where I'll end up by the end of the night, you know?
My god. Yeah, Leo's like, Roswin, you shouldn't go.
No.
You shouldn't put your virtue at stake.
Oh no, not that. I just mean like no.
Oh, I mean that's the rumor. I don't
I mean, but not everyone.
I mean I don't know your situation, but you're like a holy person. I mean that I don't
Listen, I'm not
don't-
interested in that banana jamma, okay? It's not for me.
But okay.
Yeah, you heard me.
All
Put your
right.
dirty thoughts in someone else's mind, Leo. Maybe your girlfriend's, I don't know. Hope you're very happy together. Anyway, we need
Uh,
to maybe buddy up to one of the people who are more at our level, like a servant or like I don't know. We could try to be sneaky over once we ditch, the lady. I'm not saying this in front of her. And we could try to figure out that riddle situation and go from there.
I like that plan.
yeah,
The
so
riddle
you-
door sounds promising.
I was gonna say we know we need to go down, and the only places that we could think of maybe are the
Have we
Yes.
seen the grand staircase?
You have not.
Damn.
As you look around, let's see. You
probably not in the sex church.
No, but wait, but maybe we should search the sex church.
Wait. Let's not rule that.
But wait. But what if we go into the sex church?
you can only imagine what
It's just like one of those like displays where they're doing like art dances, but they're naked, putting paint across themselves,
Nice.
and then
Yeah, it's a Leo would love it here.
Yeah. I would.
So,
So after the tour is over, does
Mhm.
our lady just like escort us out and then leave, or
oh, she she asks if you what your she shows you the wonders of the Red Pasha's palace. And I'll say, like, as you guys are moving around, you also see a genasi who's kind of like acting like a page, like running in like a messenger with like a courier coming in and out.
Mhm.
You also see a delegation of Azers, right, the fire-headed dwarves, who are kind of coming in, who believe the citizens of Kalimport would be good allies in their fight against Afridi. General. Yeah, she asks if you have any other, just as you're more than welcome to stay and marvel at the wonders that is the Pasha's palace. But if you would like to, and as she said, you had mentioned wanting to speak to the Pasha, should be holding court tomorrow. So come back tomorrow, perhaps you could. Then, and she says, "Are you of?" And she doesn't. She says, "I don't mean to be rude, but what order do you serve? Do you have something specific you wish to, someone you wish to speak to the Pasha on behalf of a group or an order or something along those lines?
I mostly want to speak to those salamanders, but
We are entrepreneurs looking to potentially expand our business into the city, and we heard marvelous things about the Pasha and wished to serve him with our goods and services. And so far, it seems like it would be an excellent fit.
Well, that sounds like something he would be very interested in.
Indeed.
I would hope that you return when court is in session, and you can get your business up and running here in Calipore.
Thank you so much for the tour. This has been just absolutely exquisite, and I do hope I will have the pleasure of seeing you again when next I visit court.
Very excited. She So you do. You leave, I guess. Yeah,
Fast
nice.
talk.
Is there any? So now you guys are outside of the. You kind of got the layout. You think you know where the staircase is based on what you heard. But
so is it like there's like a stop point right when you go in? They hand off everybody to like a tour guide, or could you just walk in without one?
yeah, I mean, you kind of clearly looked like you didn't. So you kind of came in and they kind of helped you out. You could, I mean, if you came in, you're like, oh, we're just gonna go, meet with the Pasha, get in line, and like they, all right, let's probably let you go.
Gotcha.
But you guys were like, oh, we don't know what's going on here, so escort you
that
around.
was us. Yeah. Well, do we want to do this now? It might be a little weird if we just 180 and go back in. Or
Maybe we should dip out, like disguise ourselves, and then go back in. It seemed like there are a lot of like pages running around. That might be a good thing to do. Or
yeah, you saw like
servants.
merchants and stuff coming in and out too, traders and stuff. So like, there's clearly people coming in and out. So there may be, a reason. Your story about entrepreneurs may actually be a reasonable thing to approach it.
bring the Blue Lion product over here.
I have bottles of it. Please let me live here.
I implore you.
Look how cool these are.
Yeah, it's like you don't even want to be with me anymore.
It's all a ruse. But maybe we should live here.
Well, let's go get some food and change and then come back then.
Cool. Yeah,
We'll
I think
get some
probably
rooms.
disguising a servant seems like the best way to get in and out of places.
Yeah,
and I mean, you could see
Classic.
when you were walking around, you saw there were some other people that were like heads or people that were like in charge of things, and I guess I should have said this before, like Pembe was sort of like chief herald and a sergeant, but you might be able to find someone that you think is more like sort of on your level, maybe. And like, oh, let's try to befriend someone. Maybe we like, maybe they're not super keen on this. Maybe we would find, I don't know, somebody in charge, whether it be a priestess or something like that. I don't know.
Convince one of the priestesses to help us. I don't.
How
can I do that?
You might
Could be
able
that
to-
dragon all over again.
You might be able to figure out, perhaps, I don't know, try to find one of the concubines and see if you could have a conversation with them. Find someone from the harem, you could have a conversation with them. Not trying to like be like, oh, let me get in on this action. Maybe just be like, oh, hey, I hear you're a part of that.
Yeah.
Like, friendo, let's have a conversation.
I mean, if everyone's okay with that plan. Looks at Odella.
Oh, you know what? I missed it. I missed
and
the
women
spot.
in the harem?
There was a female. This is my bad. I just read it now. When you went to the salamanders, by the way, Roswin, there was a female druid there. Her name is Ekin, and she's the mistress of the gardens and the palisades, and she's the one kind of who oversees everything.
Whoa, she sounds like that could be a buddy. Could be a buddy.
If you love animals, you'll love me.
Druid.
Druids.
Druid.
Do you know just like I know like obviously the Harpers are everywhere grabbing intel, but even in a place like this that's so deserty and stuff, is there like still Emerald Enclave shit going down here?
Not here specifically, which is funny because it's the only faction that doesn't have involvement in this particular thing. And I looked into it and I was like ready for it. And like I think they're like, team, it's gone. Balance restored.
Neat. We're gonna go to our tree houses.
Yeah.
Bye.
We're gonna go on a vacation.
We're
Where
gonna
all
have a
planting,
festival to
sustainable
celebrate.
Food and...
Drum circle. It'll
Yeah.
be great.
Wow.
They've all been at a festival since we beat Tiamat, and nobody's heard from them.
Nobody invited me.
And like while we were taking this tour, I didn't like if I like threw some Harper symbols down. No, I didn't
How
get
are
any,
you?
like responses back.
Yeah, describe to me your Harper symbols that you're throwing
Taken.
down.
I don't know.
How you
Like
doing this?
some sweet hand movements that look very like natural. Like I'll like ask some questions to like like be like oh, and then just kind of throw hand signals. I don't know. I don't know how to do
Thanks,
spy
Tom.
stuff.
Make me a
Sleight
the
of hand?
sleight of hand check.
Sure.
I guess.
Yeah, I can do that. Not one of my
Say
best.
this is retroactive for when you were in.
Not one of my best skills, but
Dropping your hand sign.
I got an 18.
Okay. Yeah, you'll say, as weird as it is, you guys also see like Odella like doing like
I'm gesturing a lot.
doing like weird stuff. Like you've never seen her do like, you don't know, like maybe this interaction with Vettin and Valandras got her like really twitchy now, and she's got some weird like
really
hand
twitchy
twitch
now.
thing she's doing.
She's fighting evil by moonlight wherever we go.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
understand.
You actually will Savis, the guardian of the gate, like the
Ooh,
gate guard,
nice.
is the Harper agent.
Oh shit.
Which I will point out, that's a totally randomly determined thing. That
That's
just happened to
nice.
work out well. And he is a
Oh.
male berserker.
Sick connections, dude.
Maybe we should just ride that connection.
I'm down for it.
Cool. Maybe we should just like say bye to her and be like, great. And then when she walks off, we'll be like, Odella, go talk to like ask him the best way to sneak around and stuff.
Yes, I'll just go up to him and be like, hey,
And he's
what's
like,
the best way to sneak around?
and he's like,
Wow.
Worst.
you're really on the
Harper
nose, huh? I like it.
Yeah.
No one expects the Harper agent to just come out and say it. See, that's how you circumventing my expectations. I like it. Anyway, I heard you were coming. So, yeah, we can. He said, I can let you in. Obviously, gate. That's my thing. So, what I've been able to gather, yeah, it sounds like over in that passage of concubines and consorts seems to be what everybody's been saying is the place to go down.
Mm.
So if you can get in and get over there, I don't know what you're gonna get. I don't really have a reason for me to go over there, so I don't really know what's there once you get there. I can get you
wouldn't
in,
wanna go over
probably,
Yeah.
tell my buddy like, oh, you go take a break, and I'll like let you in the gate. But then it's on you once you're in. Gotta sneak over or whatever. Maybe you can befriend somebody.
That's fair.
He goes, you could look into maybe talking to Asen. She's the most favored of the harem. Or maybe Amel. She's the queen mother of the harem. Might be something to, if you can endear yourself to one of them, maybe you can be like, oh, hey, I'll meet you over there. And then, but I don't know. I don't know how you do. I don't know. I don't know how your means are. You're very on the nose. I'm a little off-putting, I'll be honest.
We've been through a lot, man.
He's like, listen, I hear you. It's pretty rough guarding this gate. You know what I mean?
It's kind of a crap position that you managed to get.
You know what? No one expects the gate guard to be a secret spy.
I
They
guess.
expect me
but,
to be the Grand Vizier, the sneaky eunuch
I
in
mean,
the
the
back
Grand
gate.
Vizier does play a harp, so I thought that was a little on the nose, but...
See? Right? Exactly. Not the guy at the gate. Which is actually probably one of the best spots to be the secret spy.
No,
And
yeah.
let the
it's
other
great.
spies in, right? Yeah, you would think I'd be some sort of chief or high advisor whispering into the ear of the Pasha. Nope. Gate guard.
Got that gate covered.
Okay.
Good job.
That's what I'm saying. Gate
I wanna-
is guarded.
I'm gonna look at everybody like, gotta go.
Just want to
Alright,
clarify real
bye.
quick that the harem is male and female, or just female?
You know, it doesn't say.
Some pretty boys.
I'll say so. All the people that are listed here as like favored and in charge are all female, but I'll say why not. It's Calimport.
I just wanted to make sure because like the guy was like, oh, if you're interested in like getting in or whatever, like
Yeah,
was
I
like,
mean, I did
do you
make
mean
that
like
point.
being part of the harem or?
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'll say yes. And he
We
says,
could
yeah.
pull-
He'll say, yeah, that it seems to be the case. Although it seems the Pasha himself seems to prefer females primarily, but you
I
know,
just needed to know if we needed to dress up Leo like a woman or.
And
Let's
he
pull
goes-
a
like Breath of the
Legend of
Wild.
Zelda Breath of the Wild situation
yeah,
here.
it's a Final Fantasy.
Prettiest
7.
boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leo would look beautiful in that outfit.
Mhm.
Yes, I could pull that off.
He
Odella
totally
can
could.
do some eyeliner. Oof.
I don't need
mean, that's- and he's
eyeliner.
like, hey,
That's the
listen.
kind of eyes Leo has.
He's like, that's up to you. You guys want to do that? You want?
Oh, we're still talking to Hendeska.
You didn't say you
He's
left.
still
He's
here.
still
Okay.
there. He's just like,
Oh, we're still talking to this guy.
and he's like, I mean, I guess you're talking right next to me. Guess you're not talking at me. You're just talking around me.
Do you like your job?
Would you rate your job satisfaction on a
He
scale
goes, I mean, working for the
Do you want to
Harpers.
transfer or?
It's. He says working for the Harpers is great. You know, I mean, sometimes you get shitty positions, sometimes you get good positions. This one, that's not so bad. The food's pretty good. Big fan of Calimport food. Salamanders are cool. They're right over there.
I
That's
mean, and
kinda
there's a
Right?
sex church right over there.
right. I
No,
mean,
no, back
listen,
you
to
go
the
to the sex
salamanders.
church?
praise be, if you know what I mean.
I want to know.
And he's like, believe me, it's worth your time. Drop a couple coins in the tithe box, have a good time.
Oh.
Collection plate.
Okay, well, I think
Okay,
it's
bye,
time to
guys.
go.
And he's like, all right, when can I expect you guys gonna come back tonight? Or what's your plan?
I think tonight.
Or should I just be like, oh, it's you guys? Because if
No,
you're gonna be in
tonight.
disguises, I don't.
Oh,
Well, we'll give you one of those symbols.
those really good
Ah.
hand signs.
I like it.
But what I mean, darkness seems to help everything, so I guess we'll come back. Dark.
All right, and he just says, again, it's not gonna be like Calimport never sleeps. Stuff going on all the time. That in
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Everyone just looks a little prettier in the dark. It's fine.
He's like, I know what you mean.
Uh,
Oh,
Okay.
let's go.
Yeah, this is uncomfortable.
Your Harper friend is weird.
yeah,
Says
he's
we walk
weird.
away. Uncomfortable.
No weirder than Dirk, which also, by the way, we haven't checked up on him in a while.
He's fine. Dark is fine. God,
I've been
he's fine.
skywriting for him on the weekends. He's doing
That's
great.
true. You have.
Good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah, let's dress up maybe just as like I don't know, merchants.
Sure. Why not?
Merchants coming
Odella's
back
got
at
enough
night?
silks in there for us to go be silk merchants.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess if we're waiting to see the Pasha though and he's not holding court, that's a bad idea. Maybe servants.
Unless you're not gonna see the Pasha at all.
Yeah, I
You
was
don't
like, I
have
thought
to
we were
go see
just
the
going
Pasha, it's just
straight
a way to
into
get in.
like the harem situation.
Yeah. If you can just go in and drop some coins on a tithe box, it's not a big deal if we show up.
Well, that's the sex church.
That's the
That's
sex
not
church.
that's not
Oh,
the
okay.
concubine halls.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
I can put my money in a box at the sex church. I cannot put my money in the box at the concubine halls. I'm
Well,
assuming.
maybe you can meet somebody at the sex church.
I'm gonna poke around the concubine halls and figure out. I want to meet these Asun and Amel.
Okay.
One of them.
Just don't rub feet. You're a taken man.
I promise I will not do
Good old
that.
callback. Good old callback.
All right. Well, I guess we'll just wait outside while you looking. Like, or do you want us to all go? This is a big group of people to be going into like apartments.
I mean, I'm happy to go in if y'all want to keep lookout, maybe, or like two of us go in, or I don't know.
I could-
However we want to play it.
Be an animal and go with you.
Oh, you could in case something goes horribly
Mhm.
wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
Whoop. I am a parrot.
Oh my god, I don't want to be the guy with a parrot.
Fine, fine.
Very conspicuous.
It's
What do you-
extremely. I'm a pirate. I'm a
Starburns
fucking
from
pirate.
Community.
Well, Leo.
Fine, I'll be a kitten.
Oh my god.
What's cooler than a kitten? They're so cute.
All right, if you're gonna be a kitten, I'm gonna use you as a hey ladies, look what I brought. It's a kitten.
Fine.
I'm just letting you know. I could be
Whatever.
cool,
I
like
mean-
you could be like a snake. I could be like a cool guy with a
Cool
snake.
guy with the
like-
snake.
Are guys with snakes really that cool?
No.
Yes.
To Leo, they are. I mean,
Yes.
Leo
I
wants
don't
to have
think
that.
Okay,
that
okay.
boa
Leo takes a
boa
poll.
going
What
on.
is the sexiest animal?
A puppy.
Ooh,
A
no.
man with a puppy? Oof.
The sexiest animal. I mean, men with horses. Sexiest.
But I can't
Situation,
have
but
a
you can't bring
horse.
that one in.
Not
can't.
with that attitude.
Sexiest.
It
small
sounds like for
animal?
Celeste, it's a snake. That's what it sounds like.
Uh,
I mean, if you walk into a harem and say, "Do you want to see my snake?" that could go over very well or very poorly. But
I
on
feel
the
like
other,
it, yeah.
on the
I-
other hand, if you walk in with a cat,
I was gonna say,
it doesn't go much differently.
That's true. That is true.
I feel like a tressum would be pretty cool, rather than just like a plain old
Wingman?
cat.
Mhm.
Who's already
Wingman
Yeah.
is retired. Wingman
That's-
had
Not too
a
much
heroin.
shit.
Wingman is safe.
I can be a tressum.
Cosmo takes care of Wingman now. I've decided.
Oh,
Okay.
Piper's still with me. He's still.
I could
he's
be a
still my
tressum,
precious
and then I
baby.
can check for poison and invisible things. Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, perfect.
Fair. Smart.
All right. I am a poofy white Persian kitty with a pink nose and big blue
Holy
eyes.
sexy cat.
Oh,
Thank
man.
you.
Ow, ow.
Be
It
a
says to
cool
you.
Sphinx like tressum. That's awesome for here.
I can't say anything. I'm a fluffy
I'm a
Persian.
Jesus. You know what? I've worked with worse.
All right, Leo, you've got your fluffy Persian tressum.
Flat face.
And Savas is like, he lets you in.
All right, I'm gonna make my way over towards the passage of the concubines and see if anybody's like what the lay of the land there is. If it's like guarded, if there are people walking around outside.
There are
anybody I
people
can
kind of
talk
like
to.
milling about the court doing different things. But are you going to try to go about this stealthily? What's your plan?
Yeah, I think probably just trying to get generally unnoticed into the area and see if there are guards that I have to deal with.
Okay.
I'm
go
I'm
ahead.
definitely not just like striding up boldly for once.
I was going to say, yeah, that's just,
yeah.
I'm confused.
Playing it cool.
Go ahead and make me a stealth check.
Whoa. Stealth check, eh?
Not something we do too
I don't think
often.
I've ever made one of these. Oh yes, I'm at disadvantage.
I thought you were wearing linen.
Oh, I am wearing linen.
Are you bringing your
Um,
armor with you? These are all important questions.
Just
Yeah? Like a
Okay.
bag of holding?
It-
I feel like I would have gotten one.
Whatever, sure, I don't care.
sure. We have bags
Okay.
of holding for days.
I'm
Can't
gonna
always
rely on that hole.
re-roll this with a luck point.
Oh, okay.
Also,
Already
is there
there.
like a time limit that we should be like, after so many minutes, maybe we should be worried about you and like come in? Or like, how are we supposed to know if you guys are
I
in trouble?
go 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Okay.
Too
Ah,
quickly I answer that question. Okay. 18.
okay. Yeah, you think you managed to sneak your way in relatively elusively, and you don't see any guards.
Nice. Okay.
I also
Do I see
see
any pretty ladies?
you do see some pretty ladies moving about, and you can see like they're like some of them are like talking amongst themselves. Some of them are going in and out of apartments, and you can kind of, as you make your way down there, you can see that like this whole passage complex here, it is basically like a series of apartments, and you can see a stairwell. Make me an
Hmm.
insight check.
Okay. That's not great. A 12.
All right, you're not sure, but some people might consider that staircase.
Okay. I want to use my words cuz I'm a bard. I would like to find okay, I want to do the thing where I scan the room and I find a girl who's not the prettiest girl. But like pretty nice. Somebody I feel like in those stupid like awful like dating seminars, you like the people they would tell you to like go towards because they may be a little bit insecure compared to the other girls.
Okay.
And I want to
Ouch.
yeah,
That's rough.
it's rough. But Leo's ugh. So I'm gonna find this woman and I would like to speak with her. I'd like to engage her in a conversation.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you take a little bit. You find the ideal person you're
Mm.
and you go over and speak with her.
Yeah, and basically, I just want to kind of sidle up and is there any other people walking around in here, or do I stand out pretty?
There's some people coming and going, but I
Okay.
mean, the cat really helps you stand out.
I see you were looking at my cat.
And she's
just
like,
wanted.
well, it's very noticeable.
Rosalind starts
I
cleaning her paws, like, Cute.
cats have a mind of their own. I simply am probably her partner. Actually, at the end of the day, you might as well say that. Cats certainly have a way with people.
That they do. Can I help you?
Yes, well, honestly, I heard rumors of this place and the treasures held within, and I just had to see them for myself. My name is Leo. What's yours?
Her name is Hazan.
Hassan. It is a pleasure to meet you, and I have not been disappointed whatsoever by my
She
short
blushes.
tour. Hmm.
Smooth words.
Hmm. How is life here, if you don't mind me asking?
She says, "No, honestly, there are a lot worse. Could be falling many streets. I'm well cared for, fed. I enjoy what I do. I'm thankful that I don't have to, worry for my next stabbed in the street. Pasha is a merciful and
I've heard incredible things about him. Honestly, it makes me want to spend a lot more time here. Quite honestly.
she says
Um,
there's a lot to see, a lot to
mhm.
experience.
Well, listen, I do have sort of another reason for being here. I am trying to make it a sure thing that I can stay here, stay amongst people like you, and to that end, I've been instructed to meet some friends, and I'm trying to locate exactly where I can find them. I was told that perhaps down these stairs is our meeting place. Would you know anything about that?
Um And she says, I know folks come in and out of there, but
My friend would be wearing a purple robe. Is that something you've seen?
make a deception.
It's charisma based. 23.
Because I saw one at one point down those stairs, but they didn't.
All right. Anything I should be aware of before I make my way down there? It does sound like that is where my friend directed me to go.
She says, I'm not aware.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much. You have been just charming.
She blushes again.
I really hope that when my business is concluded, perhaps I can find you here again sometime.
I would love. You're so nice. This is so. Stop to have a conversation.
Well, my dear, if nothing else, I was raised by a single mother who taught me that women are exquisite creatures to be honored, respected, perhaps other things, but that is secondary.
She blushes again.
Well, my dear, I breaks my heart, but I must leave you. I shall be passing through here with a few more friends of mine as we head downstairs. Perhaps you could help. I don't know if someone's coming through, or say a kind word, or.
And she says, I'll see what I can do.
You are wonderful, my dear. So lovely.
Yeah.
I'll kiss her hand.
And she shirks back. The nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
and
Hairball. No, I'm kidding.
You wanted to come with me.
you
get to see how it
also,
works.
in this time, it's somewhere. I guess she's gonna give you something because you got a trinket. She'll give it to you, and she'll be, well, take this as a token from me, and it is a holy symbol of the drow goddess Elastrae. I don't know if you're familiar with the only good drow goddess. This holy symbol is of a drow woman, arms stretched up, dancing naked before a moonlight with like her white drow hair covering just all of the naughty bits. So yeah, she's the good drow deity, goddess of beauty, of song, of dance, of freedom, of moonlight. But this trinket allows you to sing beautifully. I know Leo's not a singer.
Could it even get better?
No, but now it's even better.
Wow.
All these gods fighting for you, it seems.
Yeah.
Well, can you blame them? I am touched. And thank her. And
I guess I'll just make her a drow. I feel like at this point, it kind of
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, why not?
weird
Yeah.
We
coming
never
from
talked
you.
about it, so she'll be a drow.
Hold on. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Well then, hell yeah, I'll go back outside and get my buddies and be like, handled that. Let's go.
Roswin's still there in cat form.
She just looks bored. Just like,
All right. So I'll say you go get them. Savis lets you
This is
through.
how feet touch, Roswin. This is how it starts.
You make your way in. And you descend the grand stairwell. I'll have your little riddle here. So, you kind of head down the stairway. There's an archway above the door. Emerging from the sculptured relief of a female figure is a magic mouth, which animates and speaks the feminine tone once you all approach. And it says, "O thee supplicants, whether thy station is high or low, none may pass except those that answer or know the answer to my riddle. Failure is expected, so I hold it against thee not. But if you attempt to pass without solving my riddle, I shall raise an alarm that will awaken the Grand Vizier and all his guards and all his mages from their deepest sleep, and you will face his wrath. You willful trespasser. Listen closely, or I shall not repeat myself to the one whom I address.
Oh god.
Very well worded. Very big. Provide for me, if you think you can, the answers to this group of 3. 1, O my dim-witted inquirer, is sitting down and will never, ever get up. The second, you witless sniveling worm, eats as much as is given to him, but his appetite is never sated. The third, you confounded simpleton, simply goes away, never to return. What is the answer to my group of 3? Take your time, my patience is eternal. Bam! Riddle.
Answer to my group of 3. So do we think it's one thing that answers all 3 of these qualifications?
Seems like it.
I think I interpreted it as 3 different things that go together. Maybe not.
But like, I'm not a fast writer, but I said so. 1 is sitting down and will never ever get up. 2nd, eats as much as it can, or something like that.
As
But its appetite is
given,
never
but
sated.
Its appetite is never sated, and then was 3 goes away. Something goes away, never to return. That's all I got for the third. I was trying to write fast.
The mouth is so mean.
Yeah, it was really condescending.
You sniveling worm.
Yeah. We
Came
put
out
a
of
lot
nowhere.
of time into this magic mouth casting. Like, how can I make it really just make you feel bad for being you? Also make you answer a riddle.
Was 1 wait, did somebody have 1 again? What was 1 again?
Sitting, it's
1 is
sitting
sitting
down,
down
but will
and
never
will
get
never
up.
ever get up.
I'll be honest, I hate the first. So if that's the one that stumps you all,
Okay, well then what's the second one again? So the appetite but is never sated.
It eats as much as it's given, but it's never sated.
The third one is the one that I didn't really get. But since it spoke to Leo, can it repeat for a different person? Because it says to the one I am speaking to
Oh.
in the beginning of the riddle.
I feel
I
like
am
it's not
technically
supposed to.
a different person.
I feel like it's not supposed to, but I'll give it to you. I'll be nice.
Yay.
All right. Well, I get to be nice by being mean and calling you all stupid and reading. The
Wow. Okay.
All right. Provide for me, if you think you can, the answers to this group of 3. 1, oh my dim-witted inquirer, is sitting down and will never ever get up. The second, you witness sniveling worm, eats as much as given to him, but his appetite is never sated. The third, you confounded simpleton, simply goes away, never to return. What is the answer to 3? Take your time. Patience.
I hate riddles.
I mean, it's not a good dungeon.
I know. I hate it. I like writing riddles a lot, but I don't like answering them, which is
I
fun.
do enjoy riddles conceptually. It's
Yeah.
the sitting and figuring out part that I'm like, oh.
It also doesn't make for good TV. Sorry,
Yeah.
y'all, as we stare at this.
Yeah.
Well, internet, I hope you're all having fun as you hang out with me here on this Saturday night, revisiting Belladonnas, wondrous times that we have together. We hope to be able to get more of these that's going on in the future for all of you, so we can continue their story and see what other shenanigans. Sometimes it's weird conversations with your pseudo celestial horse dad. Other times it's awkward party sometimes it's opening new business. As one does. It's long at this high level.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, Leo's ego.
Hey, wow. Rude.
No, this is not.
Okay. So for
It would answer the riddle perfectly, though.
excuse me. So I think the third one, I think Laura, you and I are on the same wavelength with age or years or time.
Mhm.
Well, that's
life.
like the second one too. Like eats as much as it given, but his appetite is never sated. Like
Time and eats. I think they are 3 separate things. If Ted said that he didn't like the first one.
yeah, it
They're
does.
3 separate.
It does say answers. It wants 3 different answers. It says
Mhm.
the answers to this group of 3. There's specifically an S on there.
Yeah, I mean, simply goes away, never to return. That feels like, like age or years. Like that's the only thing I can think of that. Even life is hard because you can like resurrect and come back.
Yeah.
Can we just like start saying some of our ideas to the same thing for number 3, or do we have to do it all at once?
Well, I think.
But like, if we get it wrong, it's going to raise an alarm.
That's
I thought it
also-
says that
No.
it wouldn't. It says it expects you to get some wrong, but
It says if
you
we
try to
don't
pass without,
try, it's gonna raise the alarm.
yeah.
I
Yep.
see.
That's true.
But it
Mm.
eats as much as it is given a fire. But its hunger is
Oh.
never sated.
Right.
Fire
And there
feels
are a
right.
lot of fire motifs going
Fire
on.
motif is a big thing.
Could be fire.
Simply goes away, never to return. Well, no. I was thinking, Sands and Hourglass. That's thematic, but I don't think that quite. I think fire is good for the second one. It's never sated.
We could throw fire and time out there and see how how it responds,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then we can
Let's try it.
Okay, so what was it? It was throwing fire out for the answer to the second one?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not supposed to work that way, but I'll say sure. It seems affirmative to your.
Boom.
Nice.
Neat. Simply goes away, never to return. I don't think it's time, because time is like very.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't go away,
Wibbly wobbly, time
I like
wobbly.
this. I
the
like this
past.
creative thought process. I'm very much in watching you guys work. I think this is also maybe one of the first times I think ever we've done like a riddle puzzle.
Yeah, I
First
think
time
so.
we've done one.
Let it be the last.
I'm wondering if, since it is a group of 3, if they are related in
Related.
some way.
Mhm.
So, like, is it like earth and water or something like that, like air or something? I don't remember. I don't know.
So wait, the first one's sitting down and we'll never get up.
Mm.
Sits
I
down.
mean, even if it is supposed to all go together, Ted said that fire worked, but wasn't necessarily the answer.
Oh no, fireworks.
Oh, I
No,
think
no,
he
yeah.
said we're
Oh,
not
what?
supposed to
Oh, yeah.
do number 2 first.
Oh,
Yeah, you're not
Oh,
supposed to.
okay.
You're not supposed to get like an ant. Like you're not supposed to give him 1 and then be like and then it tells you yes, that's great. You're supposed to give it 3.
Okay.
Fire is the answer for number 2. Fire or flames, either one. So that is correct. I will let you skip the first one entirely if you can get the third one.
Still stuck
I-
on like age.
Playing off
Yeah.
of time, the past goes away, never to return.
But the past doesn't go away. You always have the past, right?
That's
boyfriends
true.
come back. Exes.
Yeah, that's true. The past
You
does
then
come back to bite you.
Think of the evil exes.
Your youth? I don't know.
Youth? Yeah, that's a good one. That feels good. Youth.
It not you.
Okay.
Dang.
Goes away, never to return. Let's see.
I'll say you guys were onto something thinking that they are supposed to be thematically.
That's what I was thinking, like, because it says a group of 3. I think it has to be like elemental or maybe like fire related.
Well, think of
like they're
things that
all
come
fire
in things that come in 3s. So
Don't
it wouldn't
think
be the
of
elements.
things that come in 3. It's not
Oh,
technical.
okay.
It's
Oh,
just
okay.
you're right. It is a group of things that are grouped together in a common theme.
Smoke.
I mean, it feels like stones would never get up. Like sitting
But
Katie,
it
what
doesn't
did you
sit
say?
down either.
Smoke.
stones. Oh
Smoke.
no,
That's it. I'll give you
Smoke?
that. It's smoke.
What?
What?
Smoke.
The third one?
Yep. What's the third
Goes
one?
away never to return. Oh,
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really it's supposed. It's obviously clearly fire themed. So, fire was the second one. The first one was smoke or haze, something that goes.
The first one was smoke.
No, the third one. Smoke.
Oh,
oh
Goes
sorry.
away, never to
Okay.
return. The first one, really stupid. It was a stove or an oven, and that's so dumb.
Fuck.
sitting down and
What?
never
Never goes
Why?
away?
How?
Like-
Wait,
What does
no.
that
Okay,
mean? Wait,
no.
what?
Yeah, that was
Why?
the first one. It makes
I
no
still
sense.
No,
don't. I still don't like
refuse.
smoke as the third one either.
Well, it goes
Never
away.
to return? What do you mean? You'll get more smoke.
But that
like
smoke
that
dissipates.
smoke doesn't.
This
Yeah, that
dissipates
smoke
and it
doesn't
goes
come
away, never
up.
to return. Either way, it was supposed to all be themed around fire.
Well, I'm glad I got fire the honest way.
Yeah, I don't know. That was dumb.
No, that was okay. Yeah, no, I don't think we would have gotten that
A
one.
A
stove.
stove we would have
Yeah, it
never
makes like
gotten.
sits down and never gets up or whatever. Like what?
No.
Unless there's like some other interpretation of a stove that I
Yeah,
am aware of.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think of stoves generally as sitting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So clearly you are a being of great intellect and wisdom,
Thank you.
and I must relent. Pass through this doorway and the stairs below, because you have proved yourself. I shall set the lanterns aflame to light your way.
Very cool.
Guess I'm not a cat anymore.
So, yeah, good job. Oh,
Yeah.
clearly that cat said
It
smoke.
opened.
That cat said smoke.
So, at the bottom of the stairs is a large room with plaster walls painted in a pattern of reds and yellow. The 20-foot wide corridor that extends out from the room are statues of 2 combative genies, posed so it appears they are casting spells against each other across the hallway opening. 2 pair of fire genasi in plate armor stand in front of the statues. One speaks, "Greetings. Welcome to the sanctum of Grand Vizier Karakasul. What is your business?"
Your mom.
And that, we're going to end this session before we have to go into this dungeon.
Oh,
A
dungeon.
dungeon.
Dungeon!
Because I don't feel like it's a good idea to just jump into a dungeon at this point. See, realistically, had the first 2 hours been that 2 hours, then we would have had this.
Oh
for the
yeah,
last
okay,
needed
but
a
realistically,
We
did you
didn't play
expect the
for
first
like
2
a
hours?
year.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I
we had a-
didn't.
How would you expect anything different?
No,
we
I
had a
wanted-
giant Kirin.
I loved everything that happened. I always love it. This group. It's
Well, we have a giant
We have a-
celestial. Let's go look into that cult thing.
true.
We have a rich, deep narrative and much character drama to still uncover and
Yes.
like unravel, Ted. Like
Well, I know. Well, my
you gotta
original
at least
plan.
plan half a session for roleplay.
Well, I've had these things printed since before the last session
Wow.
because
I'm
you
not
were
surprised.
originally, in theory, going to go to that first, and then Rosalind's is like, "Where's Valandras? I want to know." And I was like, "Well, I guess that's the mission then."
Well, I'm glad I did it because
I
he
am
would have
too.
continued to be tortured, to be honest.
I
And
am
even
too.
though he's a stick in the mud, he's not an evil stick in the mud. So
Yeah, no, my favorite. It would have been interesting if you guys hadn't gone there, and he was killed in like some perverse ritual for them to just go back to being, which was like what their whole plan.
Why would you even say that?
Well, that would have been an interesting
They
concept.
shouldn't be angel.
the darkest.
Well, that's
time
what they were
horrible.
trying to achieve.
darkest
They wanted to get back
timeline.
in. Once you've experienced that light and that life, and it's taken from you, all they wanted to do is go back.
Sounds
for
like a
Vettin.
whole
He's
bunch
like,
of
"Nah, I'm
rules
good."
and a boring time.
So
Your patron is Lucifer.
He
It's not
great.
good.
Have you seen the show Lucifer?
Yeah,
He's
Tom
great.
Ellis is
Love that
sexy as
So
shit.
good.
So
So
true.
good.
Leo is way hotter.
A bi hero
Listen,
first off.
if Leo met Lucifer Morningstar from that show, they would bang.
bone. Like, yeah,
No
for sure. But
questions
like, I don't.
asked.
well, as much fun as talking about who Leo would and would not bone. Let's be honest, the list on would not is pretty small.
Yeah.
Let's go around the horn here, and we'll kind of close everything out as we will hopefully see you all soon for another Belladonnas one-shot where we can finish the Palace of the Red Pasha before they go on to another adventure in the future.
Yeah.
So Celeste, do the things.
Hi, everybody. My name is Celeste Conowich. I am a freelance designer of Dungeons and Dragons. I am also the producer and dungeon master for Venture Maidens, which Katie will tell you more about when we get around. If you want to see everything I'm doing, everything I'm writing, publishing on the DMs Guild, you can always check out my website, celesteconowich.com, and make sure to follow me on Twitter @cconowich so I can give you all the updates about everything that I am publishing. And I love you, and you're great. And I'm so happy that we got to do this. And shocked how quickly I fell into Leo's character, maybe, after a year. That's me.
All right, Katie, how about you?
Hello, I'm Katie. I played Roswin. You can find me every Wednesday on the Venture Maidens channel, where every other week we're playing Descent into Avernus, which is this week, and then next week's we play a homebrew game that Celeste makes and is fabulous. And you can find me on Twitter @lazy_mermaiden, where you can see everything I'm doing and all art stuff and my Etsy store and other things I do, like playing Animal Crossing.
There. Renee.
Hi, I'm Renee Rhodes. I DM for a podcast called Fate and the Fable Maidens. It's family-friendly D&D, and hopefully we'll be getting back to that soon when the pandemic isn't so wildly affecting all of our lives. I also am now brand and community manager for LFM, and you can check out our show, Rise of the Veiled Alliance, on Tuesday evenings on Twitch, LFM_network. I think that's it for me. I'm a writer and around and available for commissions, and I have a lot of fun being part of this community. I haven't done a ton of D&D since quarantine started, so it was like so nice. I almost started tearing up in the roleplay, getting back to these characters and starting to really dive into and unravel some of the things that we had left unsaid. So thanks for the reunion, and I can't wait to do it again soon.
All right, and Laura.
Hey, I'm Laura. You can find me on Twitter @WinInRome. I don't do any streams or anything like that. I'm just kind of like out here living a happy, weird quarantine. So yeah, I don't know. You can come talk to me on Twitter. I'm in the Discord. I like hang out. I occasionally pop in and have some things to say, but pretty chill. So come talk to me.
Yeah. Speaking of that Discord, thank you for the segue. The Discord channel is constantly growing. There's Immersion Discord, so it's now active. I can't keep up with the chat anymore. A billion channels go
So
all the
hard.
time. Which is cool. There's a big community there. There's actually people running and creating a bunch of different games and looking for groups and looking for players. I run a game. I play in a game on Wednesday, Route of 7 Parts, is run by my good friend Jordan. On Jordan with the silent P in the middle YouTube channel there. So we play that here on this channel. And then on Tuesdays, I run my homebrew game, which has been a weird, wild ride and trip down memory lane lately. And I'm going to be bringing back It Builds Character, my character building live stream, because Patreon, so that's cool. And I can't wait to play with these ladies again, hopefully soon. We have plans for some point start a campaign that'll be with a more frequent schedule that takes place in the world. We've alluded to Waterdeep a little bit and Leo's wonderful purchase. Well, there's a reason why. That's not
You're
just
welcome.
for the fun of
To the
bringing that up.
business.
I'm doing business good.
So no, and I've gotten a
Leo
lot of,
did business good.
yeah, I've got a lot of good resources for making Waterdeep different than the Waterdeep that is in the book. So if you've read it, it'll be totally different and unique. And the business is already established, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, we really, really appreciate all of you coming out and being here and spending your Saturday evening with us. So thank you all so much for watching. Next time.
Thanks, y'all.
Toodaloo.
Bye.